of next week with sunshine and clouds. With Wink News, I'm meteorologist Matt Devitt, Weather Authority.
You don't have to feel distant. Come join the conversation.
We need to get back to the times when you could agree to disagree and help your neighbors.
This is 92.5 Fox News.
Presented by Rocket Mortgage. Rocket Mortgage is giving away millions during Super Bowl 55 with the Rocket Mortgage Super Bowl Square Sweepstakes. See rules and enter for free at rocketmortgagesquares.com.
Attention, Southwest Florida. Are you ready for this? Only Naples Nissan has been authorized to continue offering the full original MSRP for your trade-in. The factory warned us to end the offer, but after record-breaking sales in 2020, we've been approved to continue running it. If your trade-in is a 2014 or newer with less than 80,000 miles on it, regardless of where you purchased it from, only Naples Nissan will pay you the full original base MSRP for it so you can drive home in a brand new Nissan. Hundreds of new Nissan models to choose from, all backed by our exclusive unlimited mile lifetime warranty. Pick out your favorite and get full details at naplesnissan.com today. Offers on select models with approved credit and cannot be combined.
This is Mike Roberts, Vice President at Mortgage Warehouse, Southwest Florida's mortgage price leader and home of the no closing cost mortgage. No points, no hidden fees, no loan costs, period. If the mortgage you have right now was done prior to COVID-19, you should call us for a free review. At Mortgage Warehouse, we understand how frustrating it can be to make your mortgage payment month after month, and the loan balance just doesn't seem to go down. The payment is mostly interest, but we can help with that. We can combine near record low mortgage rates with our local no closing cost program to improve your mortgage payment right away. You do not have to roll any closing costs into your loan balance to get these ultra low mortgage rates. You can apply online at mortgagewarehouse.com or call 313-5000. That's 313-5000. MortgageWarehouse.com.
Certain restrictions apply. NMLS ID 137154. Equal housing lender.
A big part of enjoying a good bike ride are all the sights you see along the way.
So when David and I both developed cataracts, it didn't take long for us to do something about it.
Turns out some of the best cataract surgeons in the world are right here in our area at Community Eye Center.
We really care about improving people's lives by improving their vision.
Dr. Spalding and Dr. Spatafora really do care about helping people, and we're so glad they helped us.
They're excited. We share in that excitement. It makes us feel great about what we do.
Hi, this is Dr. Scheibel from Community Eye Center. My partner, Dr. Spatafora, and I want to remind everybody, don't be a spreader. The coronavirus is so tiny, 100 million particles fit on the head of a pin. As we run around in our trucks and cars and play golf and go fishing and go to work and do the things we like to do, we are spreading the virus. The virus can only move with us. Over 65, diabetes, COPD, all these folks will be hurt severely by this virus. Wash your hands, be careful, don't be a spreader.
Welcome to Smart Floors. For a limited time, Smart Floors is offering contractor pricing on all CoreTech vinyl luxury flooring. CoreTech, normally priced at $3.99 a square foot, is yours for only $2.99. And CoreTech, that's $5.99, is now only $4.49. No gimmicks, no hassles, just smart service at a smart price. In Naples, next to Home Goods in the Park Shore Plaza.
When shopping for new floor, we stand for so much more. Smart service, smart prices, Smart Floors.
From the Fox News Podcasts Network. Stay on top of the latest news and information from Fox News. Listen and download the Fox News Hourly Update on your time. The trending stories you need anytime you want it. Listen and download now by going to foxnewspodcasts.com. From the Fox News Podcasts Network. Download Perino and Steyerwalt. I'll tell you what.
You know, there's all sorts of ways you could have explained it away. I did more for this country in 4 years than any president had ever done in 8 years. You know, you won't have me to kick around anymore, but I did all of this, and it was the Chinese flu that brought us down, and good luck with Sleepy Joe. I'm out of here. That would have been one way to exit.
Subscribe and listen now by going to foxnewspodcasts.com. The Fox News Rundown is a weekday morning podcast that dives deep into the major and controversial stories of the day. Hosted by the anchors of Fox News Radio. Subscribe now to hear a perspective of news you won't find anywhere else. Listen now by going to foxnewspodcasts.com.
from 92.5 Fox News.
It's the stuff Southwest Florida is talking about.
It's Daybreak. Now, here's the guy at the epicenter of what's important to those of us who live in Southwest Florida. Drew Steele.
Hey, good morning, Southwest Florida. Glad you're here. 239-479-5592. It is midweek. We need something for Wednesdays. We need Fridays are Jake Day, Jake the Millennial. Friday is the day that he reacts to a day a little bit more than every other day during the week, where usually it's a relaxed week because, he's a millennial. Then all of a sudden, Friday hits and it's like, woo, I am checked out and joyous and happy. And so Wednesday, we need something, not the usual, what people typically call it. We can come up with something else. If we put our heads together, a little teamwork here in Southwest Florida, we can come up with something better. All right. 239-479-5592. Anytime you want to call or text the program, you want to watch, streaming live for the time being, both on YouTube and Facebook. At Drew Steele Radio. Steele has 3 E's. Just go there and like the Facebook page, subscribe on YouTube. Sure, okay. Like I said, we'll see how long we can do that, and we do it for as long as we can for reasons you probably understand. All right, let's see. The president the Texas border near the Alamo, city of Alamo, Texas. We're going to get to some of his comments and some of the other comments overnight into the morning. You may not realize this, but Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, otherwise known as AOC, somebody who knows everything about anything that has to do with, your life, your society, your politics. She's the one that really does know, and she's ready to do some things here in the South that we need to do, as a matter of fact.
You do it.
Yeah, you know what she wants us to do? She would like the liberation of southern states. Yeah, we need to be liberated. The biggest problem and the only way that the country can heal everybody is the liberation of southern states. What is she talking about? You want to guess? Could it be that southern states happen to be, I don't know, red, Republican? Yep, you betcha. And wait till you hear some of the audio from AOC. It may upset you a little bit. They make you cringe. But we play the audio because... the talk right now is that I'm looking at you, and myself, we all have to be better. See, the language and the words that are going around right now, probably in corporations and businesses and small businesses and politics and Tallahassee, all over the places. Look, you've been the problem for a really long time, and it's time for you to jump on the Biden train. You need to get off the Trump train and jump on the Biden train. And if you just kind of acquiesce, if you just give up, then everything will be just fine. And AOC is talking about liberation of southern states from being Republican states. How do you suppose that's going to go? How do you suppose that works? The continuation of the things that we're hearing as we get up this morning, and how there are people at PBS who now no longer have jobs, the public broadcast system, that vital entity that we have, that taxpayer dollars go towards individuals who work there, who literally hate you. And if you didn't hear this story, we'll have the audio of Project Veritas doing another fantastic job, an attorney there. For NPR, had a few things to say about you. Was fired. Why? What kind of audio? Well, just so you know that for the past 4 years, because of Trump, we've been raising a generation of intolerant, horrible kids, and some words even worse than that. Re-education camps coming up. Talking about most Americans being dumb and using some expletives. And even going into some more detail on going to the White House and throwing Molotov cocktails. And if Biden wins, we go for all the Republican voters. Homeland Security will take their children away. This is the language of a principal counsel, Michael Beller, who is inciting political violence. They're from somebody who represents NPR, PBS, PBS backs off of it. Fired. We don't go for that kind of language. But just to let you know that the left in this country isn't all pristine. The left in this country hasn't been sitting back while the right in this country, as they say, has been so politically violent. And they've been sitting back and going, what's wrong with you? Look at all this violence on the right. Why are you doing this? We're just, what are you? What are you doing? What are some of the things that you're talking about behind closed doors? Well, thanks to Project Veritas, we know. But we do have a say in that, right? I mean, as far as commenting on what we think, that our tax dollars, your tax dollars, and if you're saying, well, how do we fight this? How do we argue our point, and how do we do this arguing points? Doing what we do, following the rule of law and following the Constitution, and not doing things that some radicals, some crazies do that we don't. Well, there are some ways to fight back, ideologically speaking, and politically speaking, and legally speaking, and so we can talk about that, because that's really where we need to move on from here. 239-479-5592. The president there yesterday had a few things to say along the border as the 450th mile, apparently, of the border wall constructed. And what a shame that, if you really think about it, how long before there are calls to Joe Biden and Kamala Harris as president and vice president of the United States to remove those walls because of a presidency that we come to find out could possibly end up in impeachment, could possibly end up in the removal from office. Today, we'll see how things go, and the words now are that the people are talking about with regards to the Senate and how they may possibly, believe it or not, have the votes to impeach. Is that true right now as we speak? But do you see how this works when somebody says, well, we've got to, we impeaching the president, we got to go through this process and we're going to do it. And ultimately there will be an impeachment and there will be a quote unquote removal, whether that is the aspect now of removing the president from office at this moment in time, or whether that is 100 days from now when they're going to redo this, bring this up once again because they want to tarnish and damage the reputation, and not only that of the president, but also to make sure that he doesn't run again. There's something else here. There's this little nugget that we seem to forget about. If you have a president, a twice impeached president, and one that was removed from office, if that ends up happening, then how much of what he has done with his administration is legal? How much of that he's done with his administration should be undone? How many things along the southern border should be pulled out by the roots, so to speak, like a wall? You think... Trust me when I tell you there are people on the left that are talking about that and have been talking about that even before the president we knew was no longer going to be in office next week. You don't think that discussion's happening? The president along the border wall, the 450th mile of the border wall, as he talks about, and also brings up the events of the day.
Before we begin, I'd like to say that free speech is under assault like never before. The 25th Amendment is of zero risk to me, but will come back to haunt Joe Biden and the Biden administration. As the expression goes, be careful what you wish for.
When people heard that, they're outraged. How dare the president say something like, what is he getting at? Oh, it doesn't affect him. Zero effect on him as president. What is he saying? What's he trying to say? What does that even mean? I'm looking at CBS News. That's their headline. Trump in Texas says 25th Amendment is of zero risk to me. Well, nothing's going to happen with Mike Pence. We're not going to move forward with the 25th Amendment. You know why they're doing it, to tarnish the president and his name. But ultimately, what's the president talking about? Be careful what you wish for, because I don't know if you noticed, but Joe Biden's the guy that's going to be the next president of the United States. Have you heard some of the things that Joe Biden has said in the past? Some of the questions that people have had about the things that he says and what he does. And
we choose truth over facts.
I mean, that's just a little one. That's no big deal.
Economic intercourse around the world.
Yeah, there's a couple of those as well. And I don't know. It's
if you have a problem figuring out whether you're for me or Trump, then you ain't black.
There are a lot of things So, the president bringing that up yesterday. But when he talks about free speech and what is happening, is he wrong? Is he wrong when you have apps that are being deplatformed like Parler? The trouble that is coming from places like Amazon and Google and now YouTube, who has also decided that the president can't be heard on YouTube. Oh, that's the latest, everybody. I don't know if you heard about this, but yeah. So apparently, YouTube's out.
The company's citing potential violence as the reason after the deadly Capitol riot. The Google-owned company temporarily blocking President Trump's official channel from uploading anything new.
The official channel from uploading anything new because they're concerned about inciting riots? What do you think the administration would put up there? Do you honestly believe that they're going to put something up inciting riots when the president has talked about and has made it clear what he wants, which is he wants peace, he wants no violence. He's said that on multiple occasions. But there's the other side of it, and the dangerous part of this, which is as YouTube decides to not allow the president's official YouTube channel to put anything up, when Twitter decides that they're going to take the POTUS Twitter account down, the official, not the president's personal, but the official. Is there a national security risk here? Do we have issues when people can't communicate and hear from the president? So if something were to happen globally, let's just say, and you're looking for the president for a response, wouldn't it be nice to be able to globally be able to put that response out on different platforms where people could get that response immediately, as opposed to having to wait for the president to make his way to a podium or make his way to cameras with a media that's not exactly excited about hearing from him at all, and in some kind of national security issue situation? Have you thought this out? Have you thought this out? I mean, maybe I'm wrong. 239-479-5592. Hey, let's do this. Let's take a break. We'll play some more audio from the president yesterday along the Texas border. Some of the things that he said. We'll get to the AOC audio that is unbelievably outrageous. You can't believe it. Marco Rubio, our senator right here in the good old state of Florida, has a way to bring calm to help unite the country. I don't know what to say. I'll tell you what his idea is, and you tell me whether you agree or disagree. I'm a little worried because maybe we're missing the point. But we'll talk about it coming up. Daybreak 92.5, Fox News, right all along.
This is 92.5 Fox News.
This Fox News Business Report is presented by Sargent's Integrated Pest Solutions Incorporated, providing organic and botanical pest control solutions since 2011.
I'm Maria Bartiromo, and this is the Fox Business Report.
YouTube joins a growing list of big tech companies to eject President Trump from their platforms. Last night, YouTube barred the president from posting videos to the site.
Hey, good morning. Just want to say hi to everybody on this Wednesday. Thanks for watching the program. I do appreciate you being here on YouTube, or if you're on Facebook at Drew Steele Radio. Like the Facebook page, share it with people. If you would do that, I would appreciate that. That is a good thing. And again, as we sometimes do, I'd like to see who's with us right now, and I can see where you are either on Facebook or YouTube. So in the comments section, whether you're on YouTube or Facebook, would you just let me know that early on this Wednesday morning that you're with us, and just say hi so I can check out all the people that are here, and just to recognize you and say what's up. That's all. So I'll keep an eye on the screen to see who is here with us this morning. I do appreciate y'all being here. Travis wants to know where the puppy's at. Well, the puppy's certainly not in this room. So I see Travis here. Lady Catherine's here. And always good to see you watching. We have some of our trolls, which is always a lot of fun. Boy, I'll tell you what. As a troll on this program, as I am doing this show, it's great to know that you have nothing better to do but troll the program, which is, I get this. There's nothing else. This is your hobby, which I don't know. Hey, okay, more power to you, or less power to you. Let's see. Anna the Baker is there. All right, Anna, I'd love to know what you're baking this morning. Stephen American Republic is there. Gator Lynn is with us always. Debbie Eicher is with us, and Pam Moretz. Good to see you this morning. Gingers in Corden, Indiana. Must be cold in Indiana right now, I'm assuming. Roger's in St. Mary's, as we know. Roger, great to see you here watching. Crystal Courtright is watching as well this morning. I appreciate that. What is wrong with you? Some of you are like out of you. You know what? Okay. You got the trolls. You got the okay. Cheryl Blanton. Hi, Cheryl. We are doing well here. Everything is good. All right. We appreciate you all watching. We're going to get back to our live program here in just a second. And okay, just watching all the trolls makes me laugh. All right, stay with us. Oh, wait a minute. Sammy Boyd Morgan's in California. Awesome. California's probably getting into the rainy season, though. Right? February. It's going to be pouring rain soon. Guy Hackett, also Laura Savage, is Key West. That is awesome. And there's another Crystal Court, right? Oh, no, I say Crystal. Okay, I'm losing track of everybody. All right, stand by, everybody.
Kevin and Todd was something I know you cherish and is so near and dear to you. So give Kevin and Todd a call at AMCO Bonita Springs. 239-992-2626. 239-992-2626. A big thank you from Jake the Millennial for AMCO Bonita Springs.
Let Naples Shutter enhance your home's beauty and increase its value. From our legendary all-wood plantation shutters, made right here in Naples for over 40 years, to luxurious blinds and shades, to the unique island appeal of Bahama shutters, Naples Shutter has you covered with a lifetime guarantee and over 40,000 satisfied customers. Call 239-566-8161 today for a free estimate. That's 239-566-8161. Or visit NaplesShutter.com.
Happy 2021 from Conditioned Air. A new year, a fresh start, and a good time to freshen up your air conditioning system and indoor air quality. With our Southwest Florida weather, it's a good idea to have your system cleaned and checked by a conditioned air technician at least twice a year. Left unattended, small issues become big issues. Cars need regular maintenance, so do air conditioning systems. Conditioned Air, the comfort people since 1962. 1-888-COLD-AIR and online at conditionedair.com. License number CAC 1819590.
This is 92.5 Fox News.
All right, it's Daybreak, 92.5 Fox News, 239-479-5592. And streaming live on YouTube and at Facebook at Drew Steele Radio. Just go to facebook.com/Drew Steele Radio, or you can go to YouTube at Drew Steele Radio. You just go there and you'll find, if you search. Hey, listen, I just want to make sure I understand this. We're going to play more audio of the president along the border and some of the things that he said yesterday, and, of course, the outrage. And today we're going to hear more about the 25th Amendment. The vice president doesn't seem to go along with this. He's written a letter to Nancy Pelosi saying, yeah, it's not going to happen. The push towards impeachment is going to continue today, and we'll get into those details. But Marco Rubio, in a letter, has called on Joe Biden to immediately help unite the country. His idea of uniting the country is by passing a $2,000 coronavirus stimulus check for Americans. That's how we unite the country, by giving them money, by giving them the $2,000 that they should have had before that, between Mitch McConnell and we got issues with Mitch McConnell and, the Republicans and Democrats and the back and forth. Is Marco Rubio missing the point here? A little bit? I'll explain, because I think he is. Not a little, in a huge way.
This is Daybreak, 92.5 Fox News.
Good morning, Southwest Florida. I'm Alan with Sargent's Integrated Pest Solutions. My 6 years of service to my country taught me a lot about integrity, trust, and getting the job done and getting it done right. I have integrated much of my Army training into the business. And I mean integrated. I'm actually standing here recording in my fatigues. I understand that it may seem that there are more pest control companies than bugs, but our company is very different. A lot of pest control companies are what we call spray jockeys. You see bugs, and they just come and spray. You see more bugs, so they spray more. My team's approach consists of understanding what's causing the bugs to come in. Sometimes it's something as simple as caulking or patching holes. Spraying is not always the answer. If you're tired of the spray jockeys and want real pest control solutions, call us, Sargent's Integrated Pest Solutions, today at 595-4867. That's 595-4867. Now serving Marco, Naples, Bonita, and Estero.
Divorce can be complicated, even more so if there are children involved. If you're a father and want to protect your rights, consider Cordell & Cordell. As a partner men can count on, they have helped men with matters like these for 30 years. Visit CordellCordell.com to learn more.
Contact Cordell & Cordell to schedule an appointment with one of our firm's Miami area attorneys. Online at CordellCordell.com. Se habla español. Legal services available in English and Spanish. Cordell & Cordell, Miami, Florida. Lisa Carges, Florida resident partner. Announcers are not licensed attorneys.
Newsmax TV is the biggest thing on cable news, with shows including Dick Morris, Rudy Giuliani, Michelle Malkin, Diamond and Silk, Mike Huckabee, Alan Dershowitz, and more. Every night, watch Newsmax's #1 show, Greg Kelly Reports. Greg Kelly tells you the truth about Trump. Newsmax is on all major cable systems. Check your guide or tell your operator you want Newsmax. 30 million Americans watch Newsmax TV. And download the Newsmax app on your smartphone. It's free, so get Newsmax TV anytime, anywhere.
Attention, Southwest Florida. Are you ready for this? Only Naples Nissan has been authorized to continue offering the full original MSRP for your trade-in. The factory warned us to end the offer, but after record-breaking sales in 2020, we've been approved to continue running it. If your trade-in is a 2014 or newer with less than 80,000 miles on it, regardless of where you purchased it from, only Naples Nissan will pay you the full original base MSRP for it so you can drive home in a brand new Nissan. Hundreds of new Nissan models to choose from, all backed by our exclusive unlimited mile lifetime warranty. Pick out your favorite and get full details at naplesnissan.com today. Offers on select models with approved credit and cannot be combined.
Hi, this is John Lawrence with CGU Homes, residential contractor in Southwest Florida. As a Naples native, my childhood is full of memories, from fishing the backwaters of the Everglades to helping my dad with home improvement projects. Today, I have the pleasure of watching my kids grow up, enjoying the same way of life. At CGU Homes, we understand building a home is more than drawings and budgets. It's about building lifelong memories for you and your family. I've been in the residential construction industry for over 20 years and have had the luxury of handpicking my team. When it comes to my team, I look for passion, innovation, and trustworthiness. You can trust CGU Homes to build with honesty and transparency through every step of the building process. So when you're ready to start a new chapter for your family, whether it's remodeling your existing home or building a brand new one, I invite you to see some of our past projects and learn more about us at cguhomes.com. That's cguhomes.com. And God bless the USA.
Wink News traffic.
A crash at Tree Line in Daniels is slowing traffic. Reports saying 2 westbound lanes are blocked heading west towards I-75. Also, a slight tap on those brakes on Tree Line heading north towards Plantation. If you are in Lehigh Acres, the slowdown is on Gunnery Road heading south of 8th. Also, 23rd is slowing down westbound towards Gunnery Road for about a half mile. We look great on Alabama Road if you are heading down towards Milwaukee from Homestead, but Alabama does start to slow down heading southbound to State Road 82 for a half mile. That's your up-to-the-minute traffic. I'm Sabrina Katz. Wink News now.
Wink Weather Authority.
Periods of rain with a cloudy and cool forecast across Southwest Florida. Bring the jacket and the umbrella. Temperatures for today only into the 60s. Mixture of sunshine and clouds for you Thursday, noticeably drier as temperatures will be topping out still cool near 70. Next chance of rain is going to be Saturday morning. Few showers with a cold front, and that will be reinforcing more chilly weather into the weekend. Highs only in the 60s. We wake up to some 40s on Sunday morning with mid-70s for the middle part of next week with sunshine and clouds. With Wink News, I'm meteorologist Matt Devitt, Weather Authority.
When your liberal relatives from up north come for a month, turn up 92.5 Fox News in the house, in the car, and on the radio at the beach. 92.5 Fox News. Right all along.
It's Fred Kobe with your Kobe Cooling Tip of the Day. There's only one Kobe Cooling in Southwest Florida with our 100% NATE certified mechanic team. There's a couple of firms with similar names, but don't be fooled. There's only one Kobe Cooling, voted the best AC contractor year after year in the news press polls, and the only firm with a 100% NATE certified mechanic team to give you the best possible mechanics that'll take care of your air conditioning needs. Kobe Cooling, the one and the only and the best AC company in Southwest Florida. When you think of air conditioning companies, we hope you think of Kobe Cooling. No nonsense and no pressure. We're the company your neighbors use. Kobe, the most trusted name in the business since 1949. License CACO 57313. Call us at 239-482-1542.
You probably know Lusk Dray Sites in Talisano for car accidents and other personal injury matters. But did you know they have attorneys who specialize in many other areas of the law? Whether you're in need of creating or updating your will and testament, or need advice about divorce or child custody, they have an attorney for you. And unlike the all-too-familiar competitors, at Lusk Dray Sites in Talisano, you'll be meeting directly with the attorney handling your matter, not some coordinator or case manager looking to increase their numbers. Lusk Dray Sites in Talisano. They've been serving you for over 35 years. Have a family law question? Are you seeking a divorce or have child custody issues you need resolved? Do you need assistance with dividing property? At Lusk Dray Sites in Talisano, their attorneys can walk you through this difficult process as the needed advocate to protect your legal rights. They've been here for you in the past, they're here today, and will be here for you tomorrow. LDTlaw.com. Offices Cape Coral, Fort Myers, Naples.
With PatriotSoftware.com, accounting and payroll, keep your time and money.
Mike Capel here, serial entrepreneur with words from another happy payroll customer.
Well, it's very easy to use. From the login and the setup was extremely easy. I didn't have to call anyone for help. I was able to do it on my own. And I love the fact that I can run my payroll and print my pay stubs, and then you guys do all of the filing for me. So I get a quarterly report that everything's been filed on my behalf, and then at the end of the year I can print out my W-2s. So I use you guys. I tell everybody, it's the easiest thing I've ever done. Why anybody doesn't use y'all, I don't know.
Visit us at PatriotSoftware.com. Use promo code RADIO and get 2 months of payroll free. That's PatriotSoftware.com.
With PatriotSoftware.com, accounting and payroll, keep your time and money.
Not 10, not 5, or even 2.9%. Southwest Florida. In 2021, Sutherland is doing something never done before. 0% APR financing on used cars. During the exclusive 0% event at Sutherland Nissan Fort Myers and Sutherland Nissan Cape Coral. Get unprecedented 0% APR financing on used cars. Save thousands in finance charges and pay the bank no interest for your car. Shop Southwest Florida's largest used car dealer with the biggest selection of certified pre-owned Nissans, Hondas, Toyotas, and Fords. Now, get 0% APR financing. Even get 0% APR financing for up to 84 months on new Nissans, like the Titan truck. Yes, 0% on new, too. Don't miss the 0% event with never offered 0% APR financing at your used car megastore. Sutherland Nissan Fort Myers and the all-new Sutherland Nissan Cape Coral right now. Shop online at nissansales.com or capecoralnissan.com. If it doesn't say Sutherland, you paid too much. With approved credit, see dealer for details.
Why wait for so-called one-time refund relief from big insurance companies when you can get the best prices and coverages all day, every day, all year round from Chapman Insurance Group? Hi, this is Brian Chapman, and my team is committed to finding you the most efficient coverage at the best rates. Give us an opportunity to quote your home, auto, business, or flood policy. I'm confident we can save you money for the same or better coverage. Visit CIGFlorida.com or call an office near you today. Naples, Fort Myers, Cape Coral, Port Charlotte, and Punta Gorda. CIGFlorida.com.
This is 92.5 Fox News. Now, back to Daybreak with Drew Steele.
The impeachment hoax is a continuation of the greatest and most vicious witch hunt in the history of our country and is causing tremendous anger and division and pain, far greater than most people will ever understand, which is very dangerous for the USA, especially at this very tender time.
The president from yesterday along the border there, Alamo, Texas, and some of the comments that he made before addressing the the issue at hand, which was the 450 miles of border wall that has been put up, which I can tell you right now, as quickly as it's been put up, the discussion will be taking it down. Believe it. And we're going to talk to Dave Ray. He's going to join us at 7:05, Federation for American Immigration Reform, and talk a little bit about the policies that are going to be happening. Look, we can go back and look back and talk about what was, and we can talk about all the things that we have been concerned about with the past and how Democrats have been acting and the left in this country. But the thing that we have to be mindful of is that next week is going to be the beginning of what will be the actions taken by these Democrats, by these liberals. And then it will be very apparent what's going to be happening. And we need to be aware of it. We need to know what's coming, and we need to know who we need to talk to put pressure on, to have a spine, to be able to fight against what is going to be this liberal onslaught coming up in the not too distant future. And who's prepared to do it? You know, Marco Rubio yesterday, just to remind you of what I was talking about, a letter. This is Daily Wire had the story. A letter on Tuesday, Senator Marco Rubio called on Democrat President-elect Joe Biden to immediately help unite the country by passing $2,000 coronavirus stimulus checks for Americans. Now, my first reaction is, no. What he needs to do is show his state, the great state of Florida, and what we've been able to accomplish here during this coronavirus, and to show what needs to be done across the country. We need to open back up. We don't need to give people more money. What we need is the next step, which is going to be to open the country back up and to allow individuals to get back to work, to let kids get back to school, to start to do the things that we know we can do, to take care of individuals with vaccines and those that are the most vulnerable. You have an administration right now that is saying, listen, we have to take care of first responders. We have to take care of those that are 65 and older. We need to make sure that we take care of the most vulnerable, those that have comorbidities. We need to focus on these individuals, and knowing that there needs to be 2 shots, that we need to focus on them so that when the next round of shots comes out, we can give them the second round, knowing that all of that is going to take place the way it's supposed to, according to the way these shots are, as opposed to what they've been doing in some other states and what the Biden, soon-to-be administration is talking about, which is to get as many shots out to as many people as soon as possible, get them all out, and not have a plan as to, is there going to be enough on the other side for the second round of shots that's needed? What happens then? Places like New York that decided that, selectively, we got to make sure we have these specific individuals that get the shot, just to find out that ultimately what they did was made it so onerous on hospitals with millions of dollars in fines if they were to break what the governor in New York says has to be the order to which people get the vaccine. And it's not like they did here in the state of Florida, that if you do that you'll be fined in such a way that they got so nervous that vaccines were tossed in the trash. Take a second and think about that. Who's paying for those vaccines? You ever think about that? That's a part of it as well. So Rubio called for a clean bill to be passed that's not loaded with political items so that Americans could get the help they need. Now, this could have been done before. This could have been done not too long ago. And now all of a sudden, the way we're going to unite as a country is to present something that should have been presented before, that for some reason Republicans, senators couldn't get on board with. We had individuals that couldn't get on board with. Mitch McConnell, who had to package this all up and make it so that it was so onerous that people weren't going to... I mean, what are we doing? The common sense here has been thrown away. And again, I understand where Marco Rubio is going here. I understand where a lot of Republicans will be going in the future to try to unite with a Democrat Party who wants to destroy you. That makes no sense to me. Now, that's not hyperbole, everybody. I can give you plenty of examples. And if you want them, just stick around. You'll get them. But again, I would make the argument, or maybe I'm wrong, 239-479-5592. I would make the argument that the most important thing to do is to not get more stimulus checks in people's hands, although there are people that need it. I understand. Boy, it sure would be nice to be able to single out who the individuals are that clearly do need it and the ones that don't need it under the guise of, well, it's only fair, which ends up being trillions of dollars out to people who will use it for other purposes besides what they need because they have a job or they're doing okay right now. They don't need it, but, I digress. But how the important aspect of this is missing, which is when do we get to hear the discussion from politicians like Marco Rubio and others about when we get to open back up again? We can't do that, Rudy. You see the amount of cases that are going on around the country. Look at what's happening in California. I mean, people are being holed up in their homes. They're being told to mask up in their own homes. You can't expect people to get back out in some sense of normalcy. Well, we also haven't explored in a lot of detail the reasons why all of this is happening in certain states like California when we're told that they've done everything possible to make this a better situation there with all the draconian things that they did to businesses and to individuals. And yet we don't have that problem here in the state of Florida. What's the difference? Does anybody even want to explore it? And the answer is no. No, they don't. Because Governor Ron DeSantis and that guy needs to be out of office in 2 more years, less than 2 more years. We are in 2022 right now. That guy, we gotta make sure that we make him look as awful as possible. I'm just asking for common sense, everybody. That's the only thing I want. After next week and leading into 2021, I would ask for common sense. We're not going to get it because politics. We're not going to get it from our friends and neighbors because politics. When we hear audio from individuals, and this isn't getting off topic, this is right on topic. When we hear audio from individuals who are telling you that we have to find a way to basically remove you in some way, shape, or form from your thinking, from what you believe society should be like, need to be deprogrammed. Democrats are talking about deprogramming you. Remember yesterday, Washington Post, Eugene Robinson on MSNBC, and what did he say?
We have, there are millions of Americans, almost all white, almost all Republicans.
You can tell already this is going to a really bad place.
Who somehow need to be deprogrammed. It's as if they are members of a cult, the Trumpist cult, and who have to be deprogrammed. Do you have any idea how we start that process?
How do we start that process? How do we deprogram you? How do we do it? This is the language of the left. They want to deprogram. I mean, any Republicans standing up against this kind of language or this kind of discussion that's happening out of MSNBC? Anybody? I haven't heard one single person say anything about that. That's you. And then we have the audio yesterday of one lawyer from PBS, the government-subsidized public broadcasting system, the PBS that we know about that is paid for by you and your tax dollars. The principal counsel, Michael Beller, for PBS. So a lawyer, the attorney there for NPR, using this kind of language, thanks to Project Veritas for opening this up. And I'm going to see, hopefully you'll be able to hear this. And if not, I'll explain what is being said. I want you to listen to this, everybody.
And when Biden wins, we'll go through all the Republican voters, and Homeland Security will take the children away. And we'll put them into re-education camps.
Amen.
Let me just stop there. I don't know if you can tell what was being said, but I'll repeat what was being said. So he said that even if Biden wins, we go for all Republican voters and Homeland Security should take their children away. This is his words. And the person says that, and then he says, we'll put them, Trump supporters' children's, into re-education camps. And the person says, amen. And then he goes on to say, in these times, which are unique, I mean, Trump is close to Hitler. There we go again. And then, what does he say here? He says, see if you can hear this.
What are we going to do if we don't like it? Go to the White House and throw Molotov cocktails.
What are we going to do what if we're going to do there? What are you going to do if Biden doesn't win? And his suggestion was we go to the White House and throw Molotov cocktails. That's his words. Now, some might say, oh, he was just joking. That's all it is. It's just a joke. But he then goes on, and the audio is really hard to hear, but let me just explain a little bit of what other things that he discussed about PBS. Kids are growing up, and they know nothing about Trump, or they know nothing but Trump for 4 years. This is what he said, according to Project Veritas, and I have the audio, and I'm not sure if you can hear it or not, but you have to wonder what they are, Trump-supporting kids, are going to be like. They will, Trump supporters, be raising a generation of intolerant, horrible, horrible kids. And then he is suggesting that the way to do this is to re-educate these kids. And how do you do it? Well, he brings up the idea that, we got teachers that love Sesame Street, that love the programming that we have at PBS. What are you suggesting, sir? Are you suggesting that the way to re-educate kids is to use public broadcasting as a means to re-educate our youth because they're following along with Sesame Street and some of the messages that are there on PBS and the programming that you see all the time that you're letting your kids watch? And is that what your suggestion is? Now, NPR has fired PBS press room. No place for hateful rhetoric at PBS, and this individual's views in no way reflect our values or opinions. We strongly condemn violence and will continue to do what we've done for 50 years, use our national platform and local presence to strengthen communities and bring people together. This employee no longer works for PBS. As a mid-level staff attorney, he didn't speak on behalf of our organization, nor did he make any editorial decisions. Hey, is anybody else there speaking that way behind closed doors? If somebody was so open in public about it and he's an attorney, I need you to ask the question, just a rhetorical question. Anybody else there think that way? I'm just asking. I'd love to know. Again, we are constantly hearing about the dangerous and horrible rhetoric from the President of the United States and the things that he has said, the inciting of violence last Wednesday. And of course, when you ask somebody to give the evidence to show that there was an incitement of violence and a coup on the Capitol, you can't find it because he specifically didn't say that. He said the opposite. But you also have all of this shiny object stuff happening over here, while on this side, all of these other things have been happening behind closed doors, and all of these other things we're finding out. And hey, listen, person's been fired. They're gone. That's it. It's just one individual in an organization that is funded by you, the taxpayer. It's just one person. That's it. One rogue individual who said some things to Project Veritas in an expose that he shouldn't have said, that clearly does not represent everybody. Really? That's interesting because it seems as if there are Democrats and even some Republicans that want to label every single Trump supporter as the same individuals who broke into the Capitol and did the things that they did, and as horrible as it was and horrific, and people died, and it's horrible, horrific what happened. And nobody is denying that. But it's interesting. So when it comes to PBS and the lawyer and what he said and, re-education camps and how, Washington Post's Eugene Robinson on a major network without any challenges talks about deprogramming, Trump supporters and kids, and the PBS guy I talked about, right? We're supposed to just dismiss all of that, but we're supposed to make the leap on the other side to say that every single one of you is the individual that broke into the Capitol. And by the way, the language is you're all terrorists. And you should be on no-fly lists, which has been discussed as well. That's going to come up in just a little bit. We'll talk about that. The question is simple. How is it we're going to have unity in this country and unite when for the longest time, conservatives wanted this country to unite around the Constitution and the rule of law and the simple things that we like to see in our neighborhoods with our neighbors and the things that we like to enjoy. And then we have another side that wants no part of it. But yet we're told that we have to acquiesce, that we have to figure out a way to get along. Hillary Clinton chimed in. I don't know if you care what Hillary Clinton says, but you can only imagine what she said about the GOP and conservatives and conservative media. Guess who that is? Anytime Hillary hears anything about Donald Trump, it's...
Every time I think about Trump, I get allergic.
Yeah, I bet. All right, so we'll have that audio coming up and more. 239-479-5592. It's Daybreak 92.5. Fox News right all along. Traffic, Sabrina Katz has it.
Wet roadways in Collier County, especially as you are heading out in Marco Island. Also delays southbound on Livingston to Immokalee Road. If you're heading to Immokalee Road, just stick to the interstate. There is a slowdown as well on Rattlesnake east of St. Andrews. Bayshore Drive is also congested heading south of the East Trail towards Thomason. That's your up to the minute traffic. I'm Sabrina Katz. Wink News now.
Wink Weather Authority.
The forecast for today, not very Southwest Florida-like, as we will have a lot of clouds, some cool weather, as well as periods of rain. High temperatures for today only in the 60s. With Wink News, I'm meteorologist Matt Devitt, Weather Authority.
Southwest Florida's place to talk about
coronavirus. Defund the police.
Everything.
Give me liberty or give me COVID-19.
92.5 Fox News.
Chevy showroom, this is Marty.
You know what's outside at Victory Lane, Chevy, Marty?
Yeah, what's outside?
Tons of new Chevys. They're dropping them off now as we speak. Oh, they're so beautiful.
Ask him when he's dropping off at my dealership, okay? Could you?
Oh, what'd you do, Marty? You stiff a bunch of your customers over the holidays?
No.
Your lot's empty over there?
You're nuts.
Well, I may be nuts, but you know what, Marty? I got all the Chevys to sell.
You got?
And you got Jack Zippity Squat.
No, I don't.
Bye-bye, Marty. During the perfect timing event at Victory Lane Chevrolet, get top dollar for trades. Plus, take an extra $9,000 off new 2021 Silverados or $6,000 off new Chevy Equinox. Look, if you didn't get something shiny with big wheels during the holidays, get thousands off MSRP right now at Victory Lane Chevrolet on the corner of Fowler and Winkler. Online, victorylanechevrolet.com. Find new roads.
Taxes and fees extra. All rebates to dealer offers with approved credit and do not combine. Expires 1/31/2021.
After a car accident, you can feel like you've lost control. I'm Glenn Levine from the law offices of Anajar and Levine. Our team can help you understand your legal options after an accident. We will file your claim and fight for the full compensation you deserve. If you've been involved in a car accident, call the law offices of Anajar and Levine at 1-800-747-FREE. That's 1-800-747-3733 for a free consultation. And take back control of your life.
Offices Fort Myers and Naples.
This is 92.5 Fox News.
It's Daybreak 92.5 Fox News. 239-479-5592. The talk and text line. We stream live for the time being on YouTube and Facebook, both at Drew Steele Radio. Steele with 3 E's. We always appreciate you liking the Facebook page or subscribing to the channel for the time being, like I said. All right, a lot of things to bring up. Hillary Clinton has answers. She knows exactly what we need to do when it comes to bringing the country together. No, I'm not kidding. Here's the advice from Hills. This from Breitbart. Twice failed presidential candidate Hillary Clinton on Tuesday offered advice on how Republicans in the conservative media, I wonder who that is, specifically can bring the healing and unifying process. All you have to do is admit that Joe Biden was duly elected in a free and fair election, and that Trump supporters should refrain from further violence.
We don't give an inch.
Yeah, maybe we'll talk about that more coming up.
This is Daybreak.
92.5 Fox News.
Hello, I'm Dr. D'Amico. When going to the dentist, I know you have a lot of choices, but I would like to invite you to my office. We do cleanings and fillings, plus crowns, dentures, and implants, all in one location. So call me, Dr. D'Amico, for our new patient specials, 234-5284. That's 234-5284. 844-234-5284. Do you need a denture? Well, I have a denture lab on site, which means that you can have a new denture in just a few days. If you go anywhere else, it will take a few months. That's right, a few months to get your new denture. Do you need dental implants? If you need one implant or a full mouth of implants, don't just go to any dentist. Have your implants done by somebody who performs implant surgery every day. Do you already have an estimate for needed dental work? Don't have your dental work done without a second opinion, especially implant treatment. So call and ask for our radio specials for new patient exam, dentures, and especially implants. Don't regret not getting a second opinion. Call me, Dr. D'Amico. I want to help. 234-5284. That's 234-5284. License DN 15639.
Hey, it's Drew Steele talking to my good friend Dave Meister, owner of the Floor Meisters. And I love talking to Dave because when I talk to Dave, I know that means he has something special for you. In this case, like I have in my home, Core Tech is absolutely amazing, Dave. And I got to tell you, I love it. My wife loves it. And boy, you've got a lot of Core Tech right now in stock.
Yes, we do. And we've got about 6 or 7 truckloads coming to beat the tariff increase. And we're going to guarantee a freeze of the prices on all our in-stock Core Tech. We're not going to go up 50 cents a square foot, and we're going to save it for our customers.
And so when it comes to Core Tech, I mean, it is just amazing the selection that you have. And not only that, the installation is incredible. What you do there is fantastic.
Yes, and we stock 100 colors of Core Tech.
Floor Meisters, 6281 Naples Boulevard, right next to Costco. So give them a call today at 239-596-4964 or on the web at floormeisters.com.
The antidote to the anti-conservatives. 92.5 Fox News. Right all along. 92.5 WFSX Estero. It's 7 o'clock on Southwest Florida's news and talk station, 92.5 Fox News.
Republicans planning to vote to impeach. Dave?
And Rachel, President Trump is pushing back.
The impeachment hoax is a continuation of the greatest and most vicious witch hunt in the history of our country.
That was during his visit to Texas, touting border wall construction as a success. He also said big tech companies are being divisive, blocking him, like Twitter and Facebook, and now YouTube.
YouTube says it is suspending President Trump's account from uploading videos for a minimum of 7 days. Google, who owns YouTube, announcing in a statement late Tuesday, the company made the decision, quote, in light of concerns about the ongoing potential for violence.
Fox's Sean Langell. There's a new record for coronavirus deaths in a day in the U.S., more than 4,300 reported yesterday. Israel has apparently gone on the attack.
Overnight, a series of suspected Israeli airstrikes in eastern Syria killed more than 20 people. Fighter jets targeted weapons storage facilities near the Iraqi border. This area is known to have a heavy Iranian-backed militant presence.
Fox's Trey Yingst. U.S. official tells AP Israel was assisted by American intelligence. Visitor Secretary of State Mike Pompeo said Iran is the new home to al-Qaeda. America's listening to Fox News.
This update is presented by Lee Auto Group. Find your perfect vehicle at lee-cars.com.
Wink News traffic.
Wet roadways in Collier County, especially as you are heading out in Marco Island. Also delays southbound on Livingston to Immokalee Road. If you're heading to Immokalee Road, just stick to the interstate. There is a slowdown as well on Rattlesnake east of St. Andrews. Bayshore Drive is also congested heading south of the East Trail towards Thomason. That's your up-to-the-minute traffic. I'm Sabrina Katz. Wink News now.
Wink Weather Authority.
Periods of rain with a cloudy and cool forecast across Southwest Florida. Bring the jacket and the umbrella. Temperatures for today only into the 60s. Mixture of sunshine and clouds for you Thursday, noticeably drier as temperatures will be topping out still cool near 70. Next chance of rain is going to be Saturday morning, few showers with a cold front, and that will be reinforcing more chilly weather into the weekend. Highs only in the 60s. We wake up to some 40s on Sunday morning with mid-70s for the middle part of next week with sunshine and clouds. With Wink News, I'm meteorologist Matt Devitt, Weather Authority.
Hi, I'm Kyle Lee with Lee Auto Group. We sell more low-mileage cars and trucks than anyone in Southwest Florida because we have more. Over 300 vehicles in stock with locations in Fort Myers and Tampa. See for yourself at lee-cars.com.
Lee Auto Group is looking for quality pre-owned vehicles. Let them make your buying or selling experience easy and safe. Contact Lee Auto Group at 239-288-7374 or visit lee-cars.com.
Don't forget the dash.
Hi, I'm Keith, the owner of Storm Shield Windows and Doors in North Fort Myers. And when it comes to hurricane windows and doors, you have two choices, Storm Shield and all the rest. Here's what our client Lauren had to say.
Our windows made a difference in terms of how our house looked. So it looked 30 years old with our old windows. And now that we have our new Storm Shield windows, they look totally different. Our coastal look is coming along. We definitely have other projects to do, but the look alone of these windows has definitely improved our house. We have more energy efficient windows than we had before. It's quiet, and we definitely know in the event of a storm that we're safe and secure.
Storm Shield Windows and Doors reduce the exterior noise by up to 80%, and our clients typically see an average energy savings of 40%. Why choose Storm Shield? Because everyone deserves the best. Call us today at 239-491-7002 or visit stormshieldswfl.com.
Attention, Southwest Florida. Are you ready for this? Only Naples Nissan has been authorized to continue offering the full original MSRP for your trade-in. The factory warned us to end the offer, but after record-breaking sales in 2020, we've been approved to continue running it. If your trade-in is a 2014 or newer with less than 80,000 miles on it, regardless of where you purchased it from, only Naples Nissan will pay you the full original base MSRP for it so you can drive home in a brand new Nissan. Hundreds of new Nissan models to choose from, all backed by our exclusive unlimited mile lifetime warranty. Pick out your favorite and get full details at naplesnissan.com today. Offers on select models with approved credit and cannot be combined.
Hi, this is John Lawrence with CGU Homes, residential contractor in Southwest Florida. As a Naples native, my childhood is full of memories, from fishing the backwaters of the Everglades to helping my dad with home improvement projects. Today, I have the pleasure of watching my kids grow up, enjoying the same way of life. At CGU Homes, we understand building a home is more than drawings and budgets. It's about building lifelong memories for you and your family. I've been in the residential construction industry for over 20 years and have had the luxury of handpicking my team. When it comes to my team, I look for passion, innovation, and trustworthiness. You can trust CGU Homes to build with honesty and transparency through every step of the building process. So when you're ready to start a new chapter for your family, whether it's remodeling your existing home or building a brand new one, I invite you to see some of our past projects and learn more about us at cguhomes.com. That's cguhomes.com. And God bless the USA.
From 92.5 Fox News.
It's the stuff Southwest Florida is talking about.
It's Daybreak. Now, here's the guy at the epicenter of what's important to those of us who live in Southwest Florida. Drew Steve.
Hey, good morning, Southwest Florida. So glad you're here. 239-479-5592 is the talk and text line. We stream live on both YouTube and Facebook for the time being. At Drew Steele Radio. Steele has 3 E's, so if you would like the Facebook page, that would be a great thing. And YouTube, if you want to, subscribe there, that would be nice too. Although, listen, who knows what's going to be happening as we move into the future. The President of the United States not able now officially from the White House there to post things on YouTube. Have decided that they are going to remove the ability of the president to do that. We can talk about that coming up. But look, there's no big tech issues going on. There's no censorship that's happening. It's just picking and choosing individuals. And we don't want to get into that. We have other things that I want to talk to Dave Ray about right now. Our good friend Dave Ray, Federation for American Immigration Reform, fairus.org. If you're trying to figure out when it comes to immigration in this country and the things that are happening and maybe happening into the future, the answers, what we need to do, it's a fantastic resource. Again, fairus.org. Go to the website. And I'm so happy to hear from Dave. It sometimes it feels like it's been way too long. How are you, my friend?
Hey, doing great, Drew. Good to be with you again, my friend.
Always great to hear from you. So a couple of things, before we get into about if Joe Biden would renew the Trump administration's foreign guest worker freeze, that, and also maybe getting into the new attorney general for Joe Biden and what kind of influence he could possibly have over this discussion about immigration, and get into that. I want to get your thoughts on this. The president yesterday there at the border talking about the 450th mile of the border wall that was built and there in Alamo, Texas, in the area, in the vicinity. And the question I have and I'm concerned about, and I don't know if this is something that you've talked to people about, is I wonder whether or not a Biden administration would get pressure from some individuals outside to say, hey, listen, you got an impeached president, possibly a twice impeached president as we head into the new 100 days of the Biden administration. Boy, I'll tell you what, that border wall, we've always had an issue with it. Now that we have a twice impeached president, I don't know whether or not we need to pull that thing up.
Well, if they would decide to tear the border wall down, which President-elect Biden has said he would not do that. He would just refuse to build one more inch of it, which is also a shame because contractors have already been paid in advance to construct more of the border wall. So it would be a real waste of tax dollars and a threat to public safety, since we know the border wall is probably the most effective deterrent to those trying to come into the country illegally across the U.S.-Mexico border. But honestly, Drew, anything goes in this environment. I mean, we don't know. We yet have to see how much muscle the left has to flex and how much sway they have over President-elect Biden. I mean, his public positions on immigration have been if he follows what he has promised, it'll be an absolute U-turn from the current course we're on, which is a real shame because, the Trump administration worked out all these deals with our neighbors to the south to tamp down on asylum fraud, which is why we don't hear the term catch and release anymore. We have an agreement with Mexico whereby people coming up from Central America who don't ask for asylum in Mexico, where they would be safe from their governments that are persecuting them and instead come to the United States. They are asked to wait in Mexico for their asylum hearings here in the U.S. The Biden administration has promised a massive sweeping amnesty for the nation's 12.4 million plus illegal aliens. We've already seen since that promise that pressure on the border has exploded to historic levels over the last 3 months. So, I don't know what they are going to be able to push Joe Biden to do. But the suggestions that they've made right out of the gate, I mean, particularly with this massive amnesty, the fact that they're putting Alejandro Mayorkas, who was kind of one of the masterminds of DACA, they're putting him in charge of the Department of Homeland Security. What does that mean? It's like putting the fox in charge of the hen house. This is the agency that oversees all the immigration enforcement agencies. And putting him in charge of that, he was the mastermind of the Obama amnesty program, DACA, that is, was an illegal executive action in 2012. It remains an illegal executive action today. This is not the guy to put in charge of enforcement. He's the guy to put in charge of rolling out the red carpet to illegal aliens. So, don't be surprised by what you see, because I think a lot of change is going to be coming, and I think it's going to be coming rather quickly. I mean, it looked like initially that Biden was going to back off his promise, to get all this immigration stuff through in the first 100 days. But Then over the weekend, then he started saying it'd be more like maybe 6 months or so, these things take time. But then over the weekend, he said he was going to do it immediately. So I don't know. They might have some executive orders ready to go on Inauguration Day. But if Joe Biden in his first 100 days triggers a border crisis, it's going to be hard for him to get a lot more done trying to manage that, because it will turn into a real mess in rapid fashion.
Yeah, and to your point, Dave, I guess I would ask this as well, as I wanted to talk to you about the recently extended proclamation by the president and the executive order suspending several temporary foreign guest worker programs, the H-1B and H-2B programs, and what the American people think about it when it comes to the issue of employment right now. We know we have this issue of unemployment. We know that the thing that we need to do is get back to work. Clearly, we need to get businesses open. We need to get back to work. But having said that, if we're going to have not to mention the humanitarian issues along the border, not to mention that how in the world are we going to screen all of these people if we really care about COVID? How in the world are you going to have people crossing illegally? Anybody even talking about that aspect of it? But getting back to this portion of it, can you explain to people about that? About the executive order and the issues of guest worker programs and what we might see moving forward, possibly if a Biden administration were to ignore all of this and turn this around, and economically speaking, what we could be in for.
Well, yeah, I mean, the real fact here, Drew, is that we are nowhere close to being out of the woods with the coronavirus pandemic. That, I think the United States is approaching 400,000 deaths, that we still have huge numbers of Americans who have not only lost their jobs, but the businesses that used to employ them have gone under now. Yeah. So we don't even know how bad it's going to be until the dust settles. But we're nowhere close to being having enough people vaccinated that we could even think about free movement of people around the country. I mean, for example, if you want to fly into D.C. to visit, you are being asked, if you're not from Virginia or Maryland, to self-quarantine for 2 weeks. Okay, right. 2 weeks.
Yeah.
So in the context of that, the president, one of the last things that he did was to reauthorize a ban on guest worker programs, H-1B and H-2B programs. So that's high-tech workers, and those are, some of your regular low-tech workers like ag workers and so on. Because let's face it, we don't have the vaccines here to get the American people tested. We don't have the ability to test these workers overseas to make sure that they're safe to come here. We still have travel bans on from some countries. And frankly, immigration in the national interest, which is what our immigration policies are supposed to look like, are supposed to protect American workers and put Americans first. And we have a lot of American families who are truly, truly hurting. And when these businesses start rebuilding and rehiring, these jobs must go to American workers, because families are watching their life savings being destroyed. They're losing their houses. And so anybody who would even think about reauthorizing guest worker admissions, I mean, this current program by the President Trump will extend until March. So, after March, though, I mean, we're not even going to be completely vaccinated. Yeah. The general public in the U.S., they're saying, won't be completely vaccinated until midsummer or late summer. So I don't see how you could possibly conceive of reopening the borders in that context, much less what's about to happen in terms of illegal immigration. At least with legal foreign guest workers, we would be able to screen them to some degree to make sure they're not bringing coronavirus into the country or a different strain. Yeah. When you're talking about backing down on border enforcement, we don't know who these people are, and that is by choice. They don't want us to know anything about them. That's why they're sneaking in. Yeah. So you would have to be crazy to let down your immigration enforcement mechanisms in the middle of this ongoing crisis.
Yeah, and that's interesting, Dave. Dave Ray joining us on Daybreak 92.5 Fox News. Federation for American Immigration Reform, fairus.org. Go to the website, get details on the things we can do to fix our the immigration system here and the things that we can do, the positive steps that we can make. Always a great resource and website. But I wonder if that is one of the strongest cases that we can make universally, that the country could all agree on. And if our politicians do not agree with it, then boy, they've got a reckoning coming in this way. And I'll say it, that if you're going to tell us that we can't leave our homes, that we have to mask in our homes, that we have a crisis in places like California where we have cases skyrocketing and all of these different issues. And then at the same time, you're going to tell us that there are politicians that are going to say things with regard to immigration that would make it easier for people, for caravans like we've seen in the past, to make their way to our southern border and to come across unabated. That the one thing that everybody would unify on is, hold on a second. I can't leave my house, but I got people that I don't even know where they're coming from and what their medical conditions are because we can't stop them. We're going to allow that to take place along the border. I can't see that as a political winner.
I mean, it's a form of suicide, if you ask me. I don't even think that at this point, to the best of my knowledge, we haven't even been able to vaccinate the Border Patrol or Immigration and Customs Enforcement. So these are the people who are on the front lines trying to stop people at the border and turn them around, or identify criminal aliens in the United States and remove them. And we haven't even been able to protect those individuals yet. Who would be the front line. Now, what do you do when all of your Border Patrol agents come down sick because you have people rushing into the country from countries where the coronavirus outbreak, the extent to how bad it is, isn't even known because their public health service is not reporting or is not sufficient. Mm-hmm. And so we would really, President Biden could create his own crisis with the flick of a pen by putting on executive orders. I mean, he has said he is going to rescind every Trump executive order on immigration. And if he does that, Katie, bar the door. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah. All right, Dave, before we go, let me quickly ask you about this. The new Attorney General, Merrick Garland, the pick to be the new Attorney General, I should say. A lot of influence over what could take place as far as immigration is concerned. Explain a little bit about your thoughts about Merrick Garland and some of the things that he has the control over.
Well, as Attorney General, he is going to be the chief law enforcement officer in charge of, the nation's legal arm. I'm sure it's a name that everyone's familiar with. He was put up by President Obama to sit on the Supreme Court and was not able to get the vote. We really don't have any idea of what his perspective is going to be on immigration. But certainly he doesn't have, the reputation as being an open borders crusader. With that said, he is probably, in taking this job, going to have to be willing to undertake and back up President Biden's vision of where the immigration policy should go and how immigration laws should be enforced. So it would be a very influential person in this administration, but basically a blank slate at this point.
And I guess we will see soon enough. All right, Dave Ray, Federation for American Immigration Reform. Yep. All right.
Stay tuned for that one.
What's that?
I said stay tuned on Merrick Garland.
Yeah.
Is yet to be. We will not quite know what we're getting until it starts happening with him, I don't think.
I think there's a lot of that perspective with what we're going to get moving forward and what we're going to see. And it remains to be seen. All right, Dave Ray, Federation for American Immigration Reform, joining us on Daybreak 92.5 Fox News. All right, my friend. I'll see you soon, okay?
What's up? Bye-bye.
All right, see ya. 239-479-5592. Go to fairus.org if you want to get more information at their website. All right, let's take a break. When we come back, we'll talk more about the process now. What is going on? 25th Amendment, impeachment. What are some House Republicans talking about? It seems like they're siding with those that would like to see President impeached. Oh, I'm not kidding. Who are these individuals? What their motivation might be. Hey, did I say that? Motivation? Possibly. My thoughts coming up and yours as well. 239-479-5592. All right, it's Daybreak 92.5 Fox News, right all along with traffic. Here's Sabrina Katz.
A crash in Collier up Pine Ridge and 951 is slowing traffic north and south on 951. So if you want to avoid this, just stick to Logan. It's fully up to speed. Immokalee Road is also very congested. If you're heading west of 951 towards Logan, this is eastbound as well as westbound near Gulf Coast High. And we're congested as well on Radio Road, heading east of Airport Pulling towards Livingston. To avoid this slowdown, stick to Golden Gate. That's your up to the minute traffic. I'm Sabrina Katz. Wink News now.
Wink Weather Authority.
The forecast for today, not very Southwest Florida-like, as we will have a lot of clouds, some cool weather, as well as periods of rain. High temperatures for today only in the 60s. With Wink News, I'm meteorologist Matt Devitt, Weather Authority.
From smartphones and TVs to desktops, laptops, and tablets.
Every audio device in this hemisphere.
All you have to do is tell your smart device to play 92.5 Fox News.
Dr. Svetlana Kogan here, a board-certified internal medicine concierge physician on 5th Avenue South in Naples. Many of you wonder what holistic practice is. Well, good health is like a puzzle. It depends on how you perceive yourself, your environment, what you eat, your relationships, and lifestyle. It takes time and skill for the doctor to put these pieces of the puzzle together for you and come up with solutions customized to your specific needs. Holistic doctors believe that less medication is better and use preventive approach to keep you out of harm's way. This is also a concierge practice. Every patient gets my email and cell phone for emergencies and can be seen the same day if necessary. You are seen by me personally, and we take all the time that you need. You can visit my website, customlongevity.com. That's customlongevity.com to learn about how I, Dr. Svetlana Kogan, can help you feel healthy and balanced again.
This is State Representative Spencer Roach. Did you know that you can understand the entire plan of the Constitution by reading just one sentence, the 10th Amendment, which Thomas Jefferson called the foundation of the U.S. Constitution? The 10th Amendment, in that one sentence, perfectly encapsulates the idea of a government of limited powers and states' rights. It says that all powers not delegated to the federal government are reserved to the states. There are two words that appear 5 times in the first 10 amendments, which we know today is the Bill of Rights. Those two words are the people. But it's the closing line of that last sentence of the last amendment, the 10th, that affirms that the ultimate authority in this country rests with we the people. And the best way to push back against federal overreach is with a strong state legislature. As Washington continues to fail us, we need to look back to our founding principles of strong governments from strong state legislatures. This is Spencer Roach, 10th Amendment Conservative. Thanks for listening. Stay tuned. Stay engaged. Sponsored by Friends of Spencer Roach. P.O. Box 3179, North Fort Myers, Florida, 33918.
Most people that buy their own health insurance think once they have chosen their ACA plan during open enrollment, they're stuck for the year. This is simply not the case. You can change at any time, no problems. If you are fairly healthy and don't need mandated coverage like maternity, you can save 30 to 60% with Health Plan Network. Couples under 65 are saving $500 to $1,000 a month with better coverage. You owe it to yourself to see if you qualify for a better plan that can save you money with lower deductibles. Go to healthplannetwork.net to request a quote. That's healthplannetwork.net. Or call Tim Cooper, an expert with over 23 years experience, at 239-268-6712. That's 239-268-6712. Act now to see if you qualify to save 30 to 60%. Healthplannetwork.net. Sensible solutions.
This is 92.5 Fox News.
Daybreak 92.5 Fox News 239-479-5592. All right. Sorry about that. When we come back, a lot going on here. All right, we're going to get to one Florida legislature who is urging the governor of the great state to divest from big tech. What about this? We'll talk about it coming up.
This is Daybreak. 92.5 Fox News.
You want a new look for your kitchen, but you really dread the thought of subjecting your home and family to the mess and fuss created by weeks of remodeling? Cornerstone Builders has the solution. They can give your kitchen an entirely new look in a matter of days, not weeks. Stand by for the phone number to schedule your free in-home consultation. Cornerstone will save you a lot of time and thousands of dollars with a custom kitchen reface. This 4-step process includes 15 cabinet doors, 5 drawer fronts, and includes relaminating your cabinet exteriors, plus new hinges and new knobs or handles. Best part, the price. Just $38.20 for a beautiful thermofoil reface or $78.20 for maple wood reface. Call today to schedule your free in-home consultation. 239-332-3020. That's 332-3020. 239-332-3020. Cornerstone Builders in Fort Myers, Naples, and Marco Island. With 30 years and 22,000 satisfied customers. You know they're gonna wow you.
So you're a small business, or a big one. You were thriving, but then, you encountered an obstacle. So how do you bounce back? You don't. You bounce forward. Time to think, plan, pivot. With Comcast Business and powerful connectivity, get serious internet that lets you go bigger. All powered by the nation's largest gig speed network. So you can do more searching, more sharing, more shipping. Which means you've got more time for planning, for making, for running the show. That sounds great if everyone's in the office. But what if no one's in the office? Bring the office to them. From bandwidth at HQ to bandwidth at home. But is your network secure? Of course it's secure. It helps protect connected devices. But how do you do this? You don't do this. We do this together. Be fast, be flexible, be ready for what's next, and bounce forward with Comcast Business. Go to ComcastBusiness.com to learn more.
How many client portfolios is your investment advisor responsible for? Is yours one of hundreds? Or perhaps your financial institution has just been acquired by yet another firm, and the team you've known for years is suddenly gone. At the Sanibel Captiva Trust Company and its division, the Naples Trust Company, our portfolio management team is local and care for a proper ratio of account relationships designed to give you the highest possible attention and an asset allocation that is best for you and your goals. Another key factor is that all of our employees are owners in the trust company through an employee stock ownership plan. So we have no interest in being acquired, and more importantly, we have a vested interest in seeing our clients as happy as we are. Are you ready for a better experience? Contact us at the Sanibel Captiva Trust Company or the Naples Trust Company. Visit sancaptrustco.com to discover the difference.
Not FDIC insured. All investments involve risk and are not guaranteed.
Attention, Southwest Florida. Are you ready for this? Only Naples Nissan has been authorized to continue offering the full original MSRP for your trade-in. The factory warned us to end the offer, but after record-breaking sales in 2020, we've been approved to continue running it. If your trade-in is a 2014 or newer with less than 80,000 miles on it, regardless of where you purchased it from, only Naples Nissan will pay you the full original base MSRP for it so you can drive home in a brand new Nissan. Hundreds of new Nissan models to choose from, all backed by our exclusive unlimited mile lifetime warranty. Pick out your favorite and get full details at naplesnissan.com today. Offers on select models with approved credit and cannot be combined.
This break is sponsored by Cornerstone Builders. Give us the opportunity to wow you.
I'm Lindsay Sablon with Wink News. 68 people arrested for
traffic.
A crash in Collier at Pine Ridge and 951 is slowing traffic north and south on 950. South on 951. So if you want to avoid this, just stick to Logan. It's fully up to speed. Immokalee Road is also very congested. If you're heading west of 951 towards Logan, this is eastbound as well as westbound near Gulf Coast High. And we're congested as well on Radio Road, heading east of Airport Bowling towards Livingston. To avoid this slowdown, stick to Golden Gate. That's up to the minute traffic. I'm Sabrina Katz. Wink News now.
Wink Weather Authority.
Periods of rain with a cloudy and cool forecast across Southwest Florida. Bring the jacket and the umbrella. Temperatures for today only into the 60s. Mixture of sunshine and clouds for you Thursday, noticeably drier as temperatures will be topping out still cool near 70. Next chance of rain is going to be Saturday morning, few showers with a cold front, and that will be reinforcing more chilly weather into the weekend. Highs only in the 60s. We wake up to some 40s on Sunday morning with mid-70s for the middle part of next week with sunshine and clouds. With Wink News, I'm meteorologist Matt Devitt, Weather Authority.
You don't have to feel distant. Come join the conversation.
I just want to say I love America because everyone gets a voice.
This is 92.5 Fox News. Right. All along.
Hey, Dave, what's going on with your sink? It's full of water.
Really slow to drain.
You tried all the...
Yes, I've tried all the...
Just asking.
Yeah, it gets worse and worse.
So maybe...
Now the downstairs sink is slow, too. I don't dare flush the toilet.
Dave?
What's the point of having running water if it doesn't run out again?
Dave...
I might as well give up on indoor plumbing completely, build an outhouse, and haul water up from the river in a bucket!
Dave! So what's the best case scenario?
Best case? Okay, I make one call, someone comes out and gets the water moving again, and things go back to normal.
That's best?
Well, yeah, but...
That's best. Best Home Services. They have 4 plumbing trucks standing by, waiting for last-minute calls.
Right now?
Right now.
I don't need to build an outhouse?
It's a little chilly this time of year.
GetBest.com. When something goes wrong, we're waiting.
Indoor plumbing is a miracle, isn't it?
Yeah, only when it's working.
Oh, man.
Not 10, not 5, or even 2.9%. Southwest Florida. In 2021, Sutherland is doing something never done before. 0% APR financing on used cars. During the exclusive 0% event at Sutherland Nissan Fort Myers and Sutherland Nissan Cape Coral. Get unprecedented 0% APR financing on used cars. Save thousands in finance charges and pay the bank no interest for your car. Shop Southwest Florida's largest used car dealer with the biggest selection of certified pre-owned Nissans, Hondas, Toyotas, and Fords. Now, get 0% APR financing. Even get 0% APR financing for up to 84 months on new Nissans, like the Titan truck. Yes, 0% on new, too. Don't miss the 0% event with never offered 0% APR financing at your used car megastore. Sutherland Nissan Fort Myers and the all-new Sutherland Nissan Cape Coral right now. Shop online at nissansales.com or capecoralnissan.com. If it doesn't say Sutherland, you paid too much. With approved credit, see dealer for details.
With PatriotSoftware.com, accounting and payroll, keep your time and money.
Mike Keppel here, serial entrepreneur. I hired my first employee in 1988, but I interviewed poorly and didn't provide job training. So 6 hours after she started, I ushered the tearful employee out the door without even putting her on my payroll. Yes, I hired and fired my very first employee on the same day and broke my first payroll law. I was a terrible employer. Years later, I created Patriot Software to help employers with 1 to 100 employees not make mistakes with their payroll. Go to PatriotSoftware.com, use promo code RADIO, and get 2 months of payroll processing free. That's PatriotSoftware.com.
With PatriotSoftware.com, accounting and payroll, keep your time and money.
January is National Organization Month. Yep, there's a National Organization Month. And of course, it should be now, at the start of the year. A fresh chance to create a little more time, sense, and peace in your everyday.
And that is what our master designers at Closet Factory specialize in. Whether it's your closet, home office, or any part of your home that could be more wonderfully, time-savingly organized, discover how simple getting more can be.
Talk to Closet Factory, give us a call, or visit closetfactory.com.
This is 92.5 Fox News. Now, back to Daybreak with Drew Steele.
We are in what we would call, I guess you guys would call a throuple, but it is a closed polycule for those who are familiar with the terminology, meaning we consider ourselves a closed family unit. When we first met, I said, this is how I am and I live, and I am going towards my fairy tale end, and if you're going to be in on that, then here we go. It's all or nothing. And so he said, well, I want to be with you, so I am willing to give that a go and do the things necessary and be in that life.
Really, we're really playing this audio. Okay, in case you're wondering what that is, it's a 3-person couple they call a throuple. They're in Seattle, and they're all together. These 3 individuals as a couple or a throuple. By the way, they all identify as mythical creatures. Yeah, they're not. Well, one is Lolly the fairy princess, one is Gunther the troll, and one is Lon the leprechaun. One thinks they're a fairy princess, one thinks they're a troll, and one thinks they're a leprechaun. It's in Seattle. You know, where they had Chaz and federal buildings disrespected, and I use that word kindly. To Seattle. Is there any way for Seattle to just kind of lift up off the ground as a whole and kind of float away? Is there any way to do that? Aliens. Is there any way, Jake the Millennial, I know you're big on keeping an eye on aliens, you and Ian Hicken there that work with Trey in the evenings, and I know you guys are all into the alien thing. Is there any way we can communicate with aliens to just ask them if there's a way that they can sort of cut a circle around a Seattle and have it lifted off the ground and float away in some kind of mystical, magical... I don't know,
Are you asking me to contact aliens?
Well, I'm not saying you. No, I'm not saying you can contact aliens. I'm just asking as somebody. 239-479-5592 is the talk and text line. We stream live on YouTube anytime you want to watch. Here we are at Drew Steele Radio on YouTube and Facebook, both. Facebook.com/Drew Steele Radio for the time being, if you want to watch, because tech is not about taking down your free speech or anything like that, or censoring at all. They only censor the president of the United States on YouTube, which some might argue. Hey, if the White House can't communicate on YouTube and can't communicate from the POTUS account, the official presidential account on Twitter, and be able to get information out quickly, even globally, that you might consider that to be a national security risk, right? I mean, if something were to happen and the president needed to communicate it quickly to individuals that everything is a certain way as opposed to what may be discussed globally, you would want to have that option open. But it is interesting how these tech companies have decided, no, that's okay. We're just going to shut it down. Maybe not thinking about those consequences, but hey, you do you. No, don't do you. Don't do that. Hey, by the way, speaking of media, there is some good news. Are you ready for this? Finally, we're hearing about some good news in the media today. Look at this. CNN's Jeff Zucker has announced that the far-left news network CNN has BizPac put out today. You know, the purveyor of content that, CNN. Hey, guess what? They're going to stop broadcasting at airports. You ever ask yourself why it is that CNN is constantly at an airport? Why do I have to see this all the time? Well, they're not going to be there anymore. They're announcing that CNN Airport Network is going to end operations as of March 31st. So maybe they're saying it's because of the steep decline in airport traffic because of COVID. I might say it's because of the steep decline of the fact that you all aren't making a whole lot of money right now. And boy, wait till Donald Trump is gone. I wonder what CNN will talk about. Maybe they'll talk about aliens and thruples with leprechauns and fairy princess. Maybe that's what they'll focus on. Maybe they'll do a whole show. Maybe Chris Cuomo could do a whole program on thruples involving leprechauns and trolls and fairy princesses on CNN. Maybe to boost the ratings. Yeah, you do realize that the reason why, for the longest time, CNN has been in the airports is because they pay to be there. Yeah, they're paying these airports to be there, and the airport's like, oh, okay. Well, a little more gravy, that's fine. Yeah, I guess that money's not flowing as well as it used to be. You got to get with the program. It's all about thruples and trolls. 239-479-5592. All right, stepping away from the thruple and troll discussion, and I know so many of you want to talk about that. By the way, anytime you want to call or text, 239-479-5592. Randy Fine is a third-term GOP member of the Florida House of Representatives, and he sent a letter to the governor yesterday urging the governor and the cabinet to cut off state tax dollars from big tech firms like Apple, Twitter, and Google, among others. And Randy Fine claims that the move was necessary given the efforts such companies have taken to silence, quote-unquote, the president and his supporters after the recent riot at the U.S. Capitol. So a little bit about this. It's pretty interesting. Will the governor take that idea up to say, and let's listen to, or let's read a little bit of what Randy Fine said, asking the governor and cabinet to divest the state from Amazon, Twitter, Apple, Google, and Facebook. They may get to decide who they do business with, but so do we. Now, there are some people that are cheering. That's good. Good for Randy Fine. Good for saying this. Well, why don't we do that? You know, so a couple of things I just want to mention and put this out there in this Breitbart article. And then, you know, some finer points to the question. Certainly there are ways that we, federalism, playing into this, 10th Amendment federalism, the idea that we have a say in all of this, that the people, the states have a say in the way this government is set up. And may I remind everybody from our founding that the government, the federal government is supposed to be this big. My fingers are thinly spread apart. And the ability of states and you, the individual, to have sovereignty over that federal government is this big. My hands are widely spread apart. You get that, right? But of course, it's been flipped. And it's unfortunate. And Randy Fine says, last week's attack on the U.S. Capitol was one of the saddest days of my life. He says those terrorists defiled a sacred temple of democracy, and in my mind, there's no penalty too severe for them. Now, I understand where Randy Fine is going with this, but do you have to use the word terrorist? And I'm only saying this because as abhorrent as what happened last week at the Capitol is, and certainly people died, and we all understand how awful that situation was and how nobody agreed with that. Nobody signed up for that, and all the minutiae underneath and the discussion of how it started and who was there and the concerns about pipe bombs and the like. And certainly we all see that, and it's horrific what we notice. The left is not too, well, let's just put it this way. The left loves that you would use terrorism in regard to the people that were there at the Capitol, infiltrating into the Capitol building, because they want the American people to believe Trump supporters equals breaking into the Capitol equals terrorists. Do you see how that works? And I'm not sure if Randy Fine needed to actually say those words, only because maybe he could have used different wording, because that's kind of playing into what many in the left want us to be doing, even here in the state of Florida, certainly, because that's going to come up in the legislature. That's going to come up in 2022 when Governor DeSantis runs for re-election once again. And there are the left in this country, and they're going to focus on Florida, and they're going to love to bring all of this up and, you know, remind everybody how close the relationship was between the governor and Donald Trump. And you see where we're going, right? I say this because those terrorists do not define me. They do not define you, and they do not define conservatives. But then saying, you know, listen, we need to divest from these tech companies. I wonder what you think about that. 239-479-5592. And, you know, there are things that we certainly do see, and I get. There are certainly passions that we have, and I agree with. And then ultimately we have to ask some of the tough questions, which is, you know, in this case, how much of the state is vested in those companies? And if they are vested in those companies, when you divest, what do you get into? And it can be done. But those are questions we just ask. But certainly the problems with Section 230 come up, and those discussions about what big tech has been doing, and it's clear to everybody what's been happening. I mean, look at what just happened. Look, we talked about YouTube taking the president's account down, and him not being able to communicate and the questions about doing something like that when YouTube says, yeah, we're going to suspend the Trump channel. All right, do you want to go a couple calls before we go to Drew's College? Let's do that. Let's see. Patrick's in Fort Myers. He wanted to weigh in on the president's speech from last week. Are you there, Patrick?
I certainly am.
Hello.
And I do appreciate you taking my call.
Yes, sir.
I just want to say a couple things. I was unable, of course, to see all that went on at the Capitol because I am visually impaired. In fact, I'm totally blind. But I've listened to, during the summer, all of when the riots were going on in Portland, Seattle, and all across our country, even on the night of the Republican convention when it ended, some people were attacked when they were leaving the convention hall.
Yeah.
Nobody on the left spoke about that whatsoever. My question to you is, I've listened to all of Trump's speeches. I listened to the speech in Georgia, and then I listened to the speech last Wednesday, which was basically the same speech. He just covered all of the fraudulent information or alleged fraudulent information. And then he wound up saying, I know you're going over to the Capitol now to peacefully and patriotically protest. My question to you, and I ask this because I'm seeing people even like Ben Shapiro and Betsy McCoy on Newsmax saying that Trump made mistakes. What the hell did he do wrong last week when he gave that speech at the Capitol?
Well, first of all, to your point, and just so people are aware of what he did say specifically.
I know that everyone here will soon be marching over to the Capitol building to peacefully and patriotically make your voices heard.
Right. That was said as opposed to what was quote unquote implied. And we don't need to go there because, you don't want to assume or assume what's being implied. But let's understand why some people are saying this. And it's pretty simple. Number one, that the opportunity for the evidence to be shown, to be displayed, to be put out there about the questions about voter irregularity fell upon individuals who didn't want to hear it. And certainly nothing had the opportunity to move forward. And so it was easy for people to look and say, listen, if the Supreme Court doesn't want to take it, if federal judges don't want to take these cases, then they did their best. They couldn't make the case. And the president, to continue to harp on it, the concern was that by doing that, taking away from the opportunity there in the Senate to be able to win those seats in Georgia and that complaint, and how people they just would like for the tone and the rhetoric from the president, if you will, to be different than it has been. And that once that seemed to be the case, that instead of the continuing to fight and the way he was expressing himself, that it would be much better if not saying anything, but just pretty much acquiescing to what took place, seeing that the writing was on the wall there of what was going to happen. And if people feel like that, unfortunately, the events that took place were not explored enough, that there's just not enough time, it just wasn't going to happen, and that the president should just, just lick his wounds and take the loss, and for the good of everybody listening, that we can just kind of move on. That's hard to do when many people feel like for 4 years plus that the president's been kicked around, that the president was verbally abused in different places on social media and with media networks. And so it's not as easy to just say, oh, this was just one isolated incident. Unfortunately, it's accumulation of years of being kicked, of being told different things about the president and ignoring all the things he was able to do. And so there are some individuals that believe that if we can tone it down and tone the language down and the idea that it was rigged or stolen, those words, that if we can just take that out of the vernacular and get rid of that we can kind of move on from all of this. And I think the problem with that, Patrick, and listen, I've got to run and I appreciate the call, 239-479-5592. And I think ultimately the problem with that is that even by all sense and all accounts that you've got a left in this country, and you're going to hear some of the AOC audio coming up, the outrageous AOC audio from yesterday. You're not going to believe what she said. That they're not done with you. They're not done with him, and they're not done with the destruction. The left has no desire to adhere to the Constitution and the rule of law and get together with you in unity. The left has no desire to do that. They're proving it each and every day with the things that they're proposing, and PBS lawyers saying we have to basically re-educate our kids, and we have to take Trump children away from them, children of Trump supporters, because they need to be re-educated. I mean, some outrageous things that even if you're saying it in jest, which clearly PBS didn't believe because they fired him, and that was a Project Veritas audio that we can play coming up, that people honestly believe that even if we wanted to move on or move along or try to do something to get to the next level in this country and just try to be better as a nation and unify, with what? With a party that doesn't stop except for the destruction of you, your ideology, your values, and we see it on display, and then we're told it's all Trump's fault. I don't know that would be a true statement. But there is a lot of that's been happening, and there's certainly frustration that's bubbling over. And then when you have people like Senator Marco Rubio who's suggesting, listen, I got a way to unify the country. Here's what we do. We pass a $2,000 coronavirus stimulus check for Americans. We just give them more money. That's all we do. I would like to hear more about how we need to open up the country. I would like to hear more about why states are not doing what we're doing here and why we have been successful and why places like California are a mess, even though we're told that they did everything right. To continue to just feed people, you think that's going to unify the country? They're not going to look at Republicans and say, you're the ones that saved today. They're going to look at Republicans and look to Democrats and liberals and liberal media to say, oh, what's the spin on this? How do we go after the Republicans on this? Because they're not taking your side. It's this idea that somehow if you take the side of the left, then everything will be just fine. And that's not the case. All right, 239-479-5592 is the talk and text line. We stream live on both YouTube and Facebook for the time being at Drew Steele Radio. Steele with 3 E's. If you'd like to like the Facebook page, all right. If you want to subscribe to the YouTube channel, that's fine. All right, let's see what's going on with the remainder. Oh, no, the traffic. Sorry, not the remainder of the forecast. We're not done yet. Let's find out what's happening with traffic. Here's Sabrina Katz.
The crash off Ben Hill Griffin Parkway and Miramar Outlet Drive is still slowing traffic southbound on Ben Hill towards the intersection of Corkscrew Road. There's also slowdowns in Collier and Oilwell heading westbound to Immokalee Road. If you're heading out near Palmetto Ridge High School, there's also eastbound delays building on Oilwell. Now there's a crash at Vanderbilt Road just near 951 with slowdowns heading westbound on Vanderbilt. 951 also very congested this morning south of Immokalee Road. Just stick to Logan Boulevard if you're looking for a quicker commute. That's your up to the minute traffic. I'm Sabrina Katz. Wink News now.
Wink Weather Authority.
The forecast for today, not very Southwest Florida-like, as we will have a lot of clouds, some cool weather, as well as periods of rain. High temperatures for today only in the 60s. With Wink News, I'm meteorologist Matt Devitt, Weather Authority.
Serving up a tray load of truth today on 92.5 Fox News.
You know, for me personally, one of the things I love about Pentair, my water system in my home, is just peace of mind and the confidence that my family and my friends that come over are going to love the way my water tastes. And that's a good thing, not just the taste, but the hard water drying out your skin and hair, damaging your appliances. It's a reason why it's doing all of that, because of what's in it. Call now for your free multi-point Pentair water test. Find out what your water's doing in your home. You're going to love the way your water tastes with your new Pentair water system like I do. And there's a big difference when you call a Pentair water specialist. Well, what is it? They're all trained, uniformed experts in our city and well water. So they know about what's going on here in Southwest Florida. You can have a wide range of water treatment options right in front of you, and they can install your new Pentair water system for you. Pentair Care has a new Easy Flow under-counter filtration system that is certified to reduce 99% of lead. And right now, you can save 15% on your whole home water system. 239-880-7799 or book online at PelicanWestFL.com.
Hey, it's Jake Demolino here from Daybreak to talk about AMCO of Bonita Springs. Everyone's been affected by the pandemic, and I was definitely no exception. But here's the thing. I had an issue, a well-known issue. Kevin and Todd came to the rescue, effectively giving me my life back. They put their expertise to work on my transmission. That was completely shot. His master mechanic told me that it was probably the worst transmission he's seen in his 30 years of working. And let me tell you, he knocked it out of the park. He helped me, and I'm sure he can help you as well. AMCO of Bonita Springs has been trusted in Southwest Florida since 2008. They've been through pandemics, recessions, you name it. They're located right off of Burnwood Drive in Bonita, an independent, conservative AMCO dealer whose award-winning customer service speaks for itself. They work on all makes and models, and they don't just do transmissions. They can do oil changes, normal maintenance, tires, you name it. For those of you out there with classic cars, there's no one I could trust more than Kevin and Todd with something I know you cherish and is so near and dear to you. So give Kevin and Todd a call at AMCO of Bonita Springs. 239-992-2626. 239-992-2626. A big thank you from Jake the Millennial for AMCO of Bonita Springs.
Doesn't the sound of owning a new home have a nice ring to it? What about a new home that's only 15 minutes from downtown Fort Myers? What about a new home only 15 minutes from downtown and priced from the 500s to the 800s? At River Hall, you can own your little piece of the planet with move-in ready homes today from Greenpoint Homes. Your new home is calling, inviting you to live the good life, starting now. And River Hall is where it all starts, a true paradise. River Hall is one of the Gulf Coast's most exclusive master-planned communities, with homes priced from the 500s to the 800s. Upscale country club living complete with a Davis Love III Championship golf course, all waiting for you. Here's to finally finding the perfect place. Here's to home. River Hall is just east of Fort Myers in the River Shores District. Come see model homes now. Visit liveriverhall.com.
Dial star 2020. France Eye Care.
Trey Radel, your host of The Drive here. France Eye Care, giving you a reason to smile in 2021 with a state-of-the-art laser vision correction procedure that's easy on the eyes. Dr. France and his team of expert surgeons are the first practice in Southwest Florida to bring you what's called the SMILE procedure, the latest technology in laser vision correction. SMILE is a lot like LASIK, but with a smaller incision and no flap. And a smaller incision means minimal interruption to the nerves on the eyes. And you're not going to get dry eye. I had my LASIK done at France Eye Care. You should too. It is a fantastic team, and what they did absolutely, undoubtedly changed my life. So, to see if you qualify, schedule your free SMILE screening at France Eye Care today. Just dial star 2020 from your mobile phone. Financing is available and it's affordable. Give them a call today. Star 2020.
France Eye Care.
92.5 WFSX Estero. It's 8 o'clock on Southwest Florida's news and talk station, 92.5 Fox News.
Wink News traffic.
The crash at Ben Hill Griffin Parkway and Miramar Outlet Drive is still slowing traffic southbound on Ben Hill towards the intersection of Corkscrew Road. There's also slowdowns in Collier and Oilwell heading westbound to Immokalee Road. If you're heading out near Palmetto Ridge High School, there's also eastbound delays building on Oilwell. Now there's a crash at Vanderbilt Road just near 951 with slowdowns heading westbound on Vanderbilt. 951 also very congested this morning south of Immokalee Road. Just stick to Logan Boulevard if you're looking for a quicker commute. That's your up-to-the-minute traffic. I'm Sabrina Katz. Wink News now.
Wink Weather Authority.
Periods of rain with a cloudy and cool forecast across Southwest Florida. Bring the jacket and the umbrella. Temperatures for today only into the 60s. Mixture of sunshine and clouds for you Thursday, noticeably drier as temperatures will be topping out still cool near 70. Next chance of rain is going to be Saturday morning. Few showers with a cold front, and that will be reinforcing more chilly weather into the weekend. Highs only in the 60s. We wake up to some 40s on Sunday morning with mid-70s for the middle part of next week with sunshine and clouds. With Wink News, I'm meteorologist Matt Evans, Weather Authority.
I serve as the vice chair
Fox News.
the Subcommittee for Civil Rights
All along
on oversight. And we did a lot of hearings with people who testified that a lot of these white supremacist organizations, they
energy efficient windows
he testified about his experience and the transformative experience that he had in his life.
Has installed tens of thousands of windows across the state and has been named one of the fastest growing window companies in the nation. And that is why we are New South proud.
Going on now, save 35% off factory direct windows and doors. Visit newsouthwindow.com.
True work that we have to do.
Here at Johnson
because a lot of
back,
people
we focus on back and neck related conditions like stenosis, sciatica, neuropathy, and bulging discs that can cause weakness, numbness, or pain. Being an innovator in
and that's what Donald Trump represents.
Unique and extremely effective spinal decompression protocols for overcoming these chronic and debilitating conditions that don't involve any medications or surgery. This 3-step VAX-D spinal decompression approach uses a patented computerized table that decompresses the spine to gently remove pressure off pinched nerves and increase blood circulation to the area. For young or old, and so comfortable that most patients almost fall asleep while on the table. No hanging upside down. With this award-winning technology, back and neck pain can be a thing of the past. We always offer a no-obligation consultation and free x-rays to see if you're a candidate. Johnston Spinal Care. We're here for you. Call 596-BACK. 596-BACK. That's 596-2225.
Attention, Southwest Florida. Are you ready for this? Only Naples Nissan has been authorized to continue offering the full original MSRP for your trade-in. The factory warned us to end the offer, but after record-breaking sales in 2020, we've been approved to continue running it. If your trade-in is a 2014 or newer with less than 80,000 miles on it, regardless of where you purchased it from, only Naples Nissan will pay you the full original base MSRP for it so you can drive home in a brand new Nissan. Hundreds of new Nissan models to choose from, all backed by our exclusive unlimited mile lifetime warranty. Pick out your favorite and get full details at naplesnissan.com today. Offers on select models with approved credit and cannot be combined.
Hey, it's True Steel, and we've got my friend Dave Meister, owner of the Floor Meisters in Naples, on the phone. And Dave, I got to tell you, the selection of floor coverings of Floor Meisters, unbelievable, fantastic. I've seen it myself, and the choices are there. But what we really want to talk about today is this Dreamweaver line of carpets. Talk about it.
I'll tell you what, Drew, this is the hottest thing since 5-buckle overshoes. We're just selling the heck out of it. Comes in 9 different patterns, 12 colors to a pattern. It has 8 warranties, and it even includes steps. The stain warranty will take care of wine, mud, and even pet accidents. So this is perfect for Jake.
Yeah, perfect for Jake, and perfect for me, and perfect for you, too. If you haven't been to the Floor Meisters, really owe it to yourself to visit their store, see their selection of Dreamweaver carpets. It's there at 6281 Naples Boulevard, next to Costco. And whether it's carpet, tile, laminate, or hardwood flooring, they have it all. So give them a call today at 239-596-4964 or on the web at floormeisters.com.
When was the last time you ate at Spanky's Speakeasy in Naples? Hi, I'm Emily Monty, owner of Spanky's. We have been a Naples landmark for over 35 years, but my husband Ted and I have brought Spanky's back bigger and better than ever. Along with lunch and dinner, we now serve Naples' best breakfast served 7 to 10:30 a.m. Monday through Saturday. Dine inside amongst thousands of vintage antiques and memorabilia, or outside on our open-air waterfront patio. At Spanky's, we are known for serving Naples' best prime rib and fresh seafood, along with an array of American cuisine. Don't forget to stop by our full-service bar to enjoy your favorite speakeasy cocktail and daily happy hour. Spanky's is now open 7 days a week. Sundays we feature live jazz entertainment on our patio for your enjoyment. While providing a friendly atmosphere, Spanky's is known for our southern charm. But more than ever, your safety and comfort is our #1 priority. Visit Spanky's today on Airport Pulling Road, just south of Golden Gate Parkway, Naples.
From 92.5 Fox News.
It's the stuff Southwest Florida is talking about.
It's Daybreak. Now, here's the guy at the epicenter of what's important to those of us who live in Southwest Florida. Drew Steve.
Well, good morning, Southwest Florida. I am so glad you're joining us today. 239-479-5592. There is the talk and text line. We stream live on both YouTube and Facebook at Drew Steele Radio. Steele has 3 E's. You can go to both locations to watch right now. We always appreciate you watching the program. Let's see. Jake the Millennial, do me a favor. I'm not sure who's on the phone line right now, so if you can clear anybody who's not there so I know who is there. Whatever you would like to talk about this morning. You know, I just want to, here's what I would like to do. Maybe leading into this break. I would like to read to you some of the headlines that have begun to pop within the past 6 hours, 8 hours, and just kind of leave them out there for you just to see what you think about them. Maybe even I'll read the headlines, and you can call me, 239-479-5592, and comment on whichever one you would like and give me your thoughts. It's going to be hard for me to do this. I don't know if I can, to be honest. Because how could I read these headlines and not give you an opinion? Maybe give you like a hot take. And then you can give me your thoughts. Here's the first one that just dropped on my feed here. Eric Swalwell. You know, Eric Swalwell, Fang, you know, the compromised by the Chi-Coms, you know, that whole thing. And Eric Swalwell, the Eric Swalwell who has every reason to run for president of the United States because, you know, well-funded by certain individuals who would love to see him there. Maybe certain individuals outside of this country that would love to see him in some position of power because it benefits them and not us. That Eric Swalwell let everybody know yesterday that he was humbled and honored by Speaker Pelosi's decision to appoint him, Eric Swalwell, as the impeachment manager for the second impeachment trial of the President of the United States, Donald Trump. Eric Swalwell will be the impeachment manager. If you wrote this script and put it and presented it to somebody as a movie and said, yeah, and here's part of the script, I think even Hollywood would be like, no, it's just not believable. It's not. You got to scratch that part of the movie because nobody would believe that. You can't put Eric Swalwell in charge of the impeachment, the manager of the impeachment trial for President Trump, knowing our history and what Eric Swalwell did and was not followed up on by the media or Democrats or anybody else. They, just kind of let it go. Oh, hey, look, Donald Trump said some bad. Okay. So we have that little nugget. Here's some of the other headlines out here. Let me just play this audio as a headline and see what you think about this. Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez saying this yesterday.
Because a lot of people have...
Wait for it.
...have drank the poison of white supremacy. And that's what Donald Trump represents. Just is. And if at this point you haven't recognized that and you don't see it, maybe you have a lot of work to do too.
Maybe you have a lot of work to do too. Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez telling all of you who support the President of the United States and have been Trump supporters for the past 4 years, you are all white supremacists and you've drank the poison because Donald Trump represents white supremacy. And if you haven't recognized it and you don't see it, that maybe you have a lot of work to do. Ask yourself whether or not Democrats would like to be involved in some of the work that you need to have done by maybe some purging, some deprogramming, if you will. Not my words. MSNBC, Eugene Robinson, yesterday.
We have, there are millions of Americans, almost all white, almost all Republicans, who somehow need to be deprogrammed.
We need to be deprogrammed, everybody. You all need to be deprogrammed. Now, look, I'm bringing all of this up this break for a very simple reason. And that is because we have a lot of people who are telling you, and maybe people around you, maybe people at your workplace, maybe people at your business, maybe people in your family, maybe people, I don't know, pick a location, that are telling you that you're the problem. And all you need to do is give us a little bit of unity. You got to be we got to be unified. Can we do that? See, we can't even use the word patriots because when you use the word American patriots, if you're going to say patriotic, you realize the left has co-opted that word now to make those in the country believe that if you use the words patriot, that it's really code for something that's nefarious, devious. You know, the patriots who the president said should peacefully go to the Capitol last week. There are some people, many people on the left who are trying to convince you that that was all code for something nefarious and completely different than what he specifically said. But what other people were taking it up to mean. It's really twisted. It's really twisted. So look, in order for there to be unity, the left wants you to know. And for those of you that are saying, "Oh, we got a unit," come on, let's stop this. This time next week, Donald Trump will no longer be president of the United States. That'll be history, and we can move on. Tell me who on the left is saying that, because there are those on the right who are insisting that that's the path that has to be taken. And yet I'm not hearing anything from the left suggesting that that's what will happen if you acquiesce. Hillary Clinton. Here you go. You ready for this? Twice failed presidential candidate Hillary Clinton. This is from Breitbart. Offered advice on how Republicans and conservative media. Anybody know somebody who's in conservative media? I'm looking at you, Drew Steele, and this whole station. We can begin the healing and the unifying process. All you got to do. Here's how elected Republicans and conservative media can begin the healing and unifying process. You ready? This is from Hillary Clinton. Hillary Clinton, who not too long ago famously talked about Joe Biden and conceding the election and saying,
"We don't give an inch."
Accurately state that Joe Biden was duly elected president in a free and fair election, urged Trump supporters to refrain from further violence for a start. That's all you have to do. Can you do that? And then we can begin to have unity. That's Hillary Clinton. Hillary Clinton, who, hysterically enough, not only apparently can't even hear the words Donald Trump without getting ill.
Every time I think about Trump, I get allergic.
But somebody who is basically...
I am sick and tired
of hearing the fact that she didn't win in 2016 and still has not been able to get over it and still hasn't gotten past it, and neither have Democrats, but yet we need a... We need a unify. Come on now. Just admit it. Just say it. Say these words. Urge Trump supporters to refrain from further violence. By the way, anybody realize that Viking guy, the Viking hat guy, one of the most famous pictures there in the Capitol was also somebody who was at a lot of climate change protests and said some crazy shaman things about, I don't know what, but a little bit of an activist, let's just say. I don't know why that just came to my mind. But yeah, just wondering how that's working. Hey, here's another headline that we can all agree is the call for unity. You know, Hillary Clinton, can't we just unify? AOC is, look, you're all white supremacists, and if you can't figure out that that's the case, then I don't know what to tell you. We should probably do something. Here's the District of Columbia Attorney General Karl Racine. He's got an idea. He's declared that he is considering arresting Donald Trump Jr., Rudy Giuliani, U.S. Representative Mo Brooks, with inciting the violent invasion of the U.S. Capitol. He noted that while the Justice Department doesn't believe you can change or charge a sitting president, he can do so in a matter of days. Is that unity? I'm wondering. Like, for those that are saying, look, Hillary's just like, just admit this and we can start. After we go for these arrests, for what Jonathan Turley mentioned as First Amendment right to free speech, and if you don't like the speech, that's one thing. It wasn't inciting violence. They didn't incite it. And so if you're trying to make that your case, Jonathan Turley, constitutional legal expert, saying, yeah, I'm not sure you're going to get that, but the Attorney General in D.C. wants to go for it. That's pretty interesting stuff. Oh, and by the way, when we come back, let's take a break right now. Because when we come back, here's some more unifying thoughts. Not only more the AOC audio, that was just like the tip of the iceberg. I might wait till 8:35 because Mike Opelka is going to join us at 8:35 because we are going to open up the box of AOC comments. And she's got an idea of what you should do.
You do it.
Because there's more. And you're gonna love this kind of unity. Hey, there was a PBS employee that no longer is employed by the public broadcasting system services that are given by your taxpayer dollars because he might have said something about re-education camps for Trump supporters and the removal of kids from your family because you're a Trump supporter. But it's not like we have the audio. Yes, we do. But it's all about unity. Let's get together, everybody. It's Daybreak 92.5 Fox News. Right all along in traffic. Let's find out what's happening with Sabrina Katz.
The crash at Ben Hill Griffin Parkway and Miramar Outlet Drive is still slowing traffic southbound on Ben Hill towards the intersection of Corkscrew Road. There's also slowdowns in Collier and Oilwell heading westbound to Immokalee Road. If you're heading out near Palmetto Ridge High School, there's also eastbound delays building on Oilwell. Now there's a crash at Vanderbilt Road just near 951 with slowdowns heading westbound on Vanderbilt. 951 also very congested this morning south of Immokalee Road. Just stick to Logan Boulevard if you're looking for a quicker commute. That's your up to the minute traffic. I'm Sabrina Katz. Wink News now.
Wink Weather Authority.
The forecast for today, not very Southwest Florida-like, as we will have a lot of clouds, some cool weather, as well as periods of rain. High temperatures for today only in the 60s. With Wink News, I'm meteorologist Matt Devitt, Weather Authority.
Blah, 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 blah. Gear up for the liberal loudmouths at work. Drew Steele, mornings on 92.5 Fox News.
Does market turbulence and economic turmoil have you worried about your retirement nest egg? I'm Alfie Townsend. Learn how to navigate these uncertain times. Tune in to Saving the Investor radio show every Saturday at 9 a.m. or visit us at savingtheinvestor.com.
So, you're in the market for new appliances. You have a choice. You can chase around sizing up refrigerators, opening oven doors, poking your nose into top-load washers, while wondering if the quality meets your standards and the prices are fair. Or you can go to Good Deals Appliances. Starting at Good Deals Appliances makes all the sense in the world. They feature the top names in appliances like Genair, KitchenAid, Whirlpool, Maytag, and Amana. But the best part about shopping at Good Deals Appliances is their price guarantee. If you ever find a lower price on the same appliance, Jay and his team at Good Deals Appliances will beat it. Every time, guaranteed. When you need appliances, make your first stop your last stop. Good Deals Appliances. 3 locations to serve you. 41 at Gladiolus in Fort Myers, Pine Island Road in Cape Coral, and on Naples Boulevard near Lowe's and Costco in Naples.
Good Deals Appliances. Have we got a deal for you?
Divorce can be complicated, even more so if there are children involved. If you're a father and want to protect your rights, consider Cordell & Cordell. As a partner men can count on, they have helped men with matters like these for 30 years. Visit CordellCordell.com to learn more.
Contact Cordell & Cordell to schedule an appointment with one of our firm's Miami area attorneys. Online at CordellCordell.com. Se habla español. Legal services available in English and Spanish. Cordell & Cordell, Miami, Florida. Lisa Carges, Florida resident partner. Announcers are not licensed attorneys.
A walk and some ice cream with someone sounds like the perfect treat.
Making pizza.
with someone who's as into it as me, what could be better?
Ready to make 2021 the year you meet people who love to do the same things you do? It's easy. 1, open laptop. 2, go to OurTime.com. 3, start for free. OurTime is the #1 dating site made for singles over 50. It's easy to use and can help you find people who just want to do something fun. Find someone over 50 who loves to do what you do on OurTime. Go to OurTime.com today and start for free.
Lowe's helps pros like you do the job right by having more of what you need in stock, and it's savings you can count on every day. Like Valspar 2000 Paint Plus Primer starting at just $19.98 a gallon. And whether you're updating properties or building new homes, get up to 40% off select appliance special values with 4-piece kitchen suites as low as $1,160. For your next job and every job after, do it right for less. Start with Lowe's. Appliance offer valid through September 11th. U.S. only.
Got mold?
In your house?
What do I do now?
Call 239-936-1033.
Call Fire Service, your disaster response friends.
Psst. I'm about to say a dirty word. A really dirty word. Cover your kids' ears. Ready? Plumber. Hi, I'm Rob Hill of Bob Hill Plumbing. I'm not sure why plumber is a dirty word. I like to think of myself as a respectful, clean, and honest plumber. In fact, I'm proud to say that Bob Hill Plumbing is one of the oldest businesses in Naples. My dad founded Bob Hill Plumbing in 1952. I instilled the same tradition and values as he had back in the 50s. I dare you to find that in the chuck in a truck world. Everyone has an AC guy or an electrical guy, but a plumber? If you need plumbing services, I invite you to call me today, and I'll prove to you that we've cleaned up the word plumber. See, even the radio guy stopped beeping me out. Bob Hill Plumbing. Let me be your plumbing guy.
To schedule service, call Bob Hill Plumbing at 262-6119 or go to bobhillplumbing.com.
This is 92.5 Fox News.
All right, it's Daybreak, 92.5 Fox News, 239-479-5592. That is the talk and text line. We stream live on YouTube and Facebook for the time being at Drew Steele Radio, both locations. We appreciate you watching the program. Hey, no big deal. Look, we just need unity. We need to get together. It's not that big a deal that a now former employee of PBS, Principal Counsel Michael Beller, called Americans all kinds of names, just said dumb, and floated the idea of re-education camps. With PBS available for Trump supporters' children while unknowingly being recorded by a Project Veritas journalist before the 2020 presidential election. The Daily Wire had the story, and in case you're wondering what kind of unity some individuals in this country would like to see, I don't know if you can hear this audio, but here's a little example of what he said on this Project Veritas conversation here. Listen to this.
And when Biden wins, we'll go through all the Republican voters and Homeland Security will take the children. And we'll put them into re-education camps.
Amen. She says amen in case you couldn't hear it. Even if Biden wins, we go for all the Republican voters and Homeland Security will take their children away, asserting that he said that, and then adding that we'll put them into re-education camps. Listen, it's just one rogue person at PBS. They fired the guy. They realized that we can't have this. PBS, NPR, you're a taxpayer. Look, it's just one guy. It's just one guy. He, by the way, also said that he noted that the re-education camps, the audio, you can't really hear it very well, but it says the re-education camps, they're nice. They have Sesame Street in the classrooms, and they watch PBS all day. That suggestion that the way you re-educate and you do this with the kids is you have them watching PBS all day long, and if they're watching and they're in schools and Sesame Street and the cool characters, listen, if they talk about the right topics, then maybe not my words. This is what he is saying. But look, it's just one rogue guy. And they got rid of him. So that's all you need to do. Nobody else is saying anything like that. What else did he say?
What are we going to do if we don't like it? Go to the White House and throw Molotov cocktails.
Yeah, they'll throw Molotov cocktails if Biden doesn't win at the White House. Yeah. Again, the guy is gone. Drew, why do you continue to play this? Stop doing it. It's not cool. I mean, you just got to stop. The guy's done. He's gone. What's there? What else is there to talk about? Well, let me just play one more that has to do with COVID. Here's this.
What's great is like COVID is spiking in all the red states right now, so that's great.
Why do you think so?
Because either those people that are coming out to vote for Trump, those are red states, or a lot of them are sick and dying.
If you couldn't hear it, he said, what's great is that COVID's spiking in all the red states right now. This was before the election, so that's great. And the person there sitting said, why do you think so? And he says, because either those people won't come out to vote for Trump, the red states, or a lot of them are sick and dying. As he laughs. Doesn't matter. He's gone. It's just one person at PBS. Stop doing this. You see what you're doing, Drew? Do you see what you're saying here is, well, he's gone. PBS fired him. I'm just asking. I mean, nobody else there has that kind of ideology, right? Nobody else at PBS is thinking that way. The left doesn't think that way. This is a rogue individual. Not one single person talks this way. All right? Hey, did you hear what AOC said yesterday? This might be interesting for you to listen to. A lot of audio clips. Mike Opelka is going to join us. Just looking for the unity, everybody. That's all.
This is Daybreak. 92.5 Fox News.
Heard the good news about COVID-19 vaccines? Yeah, they're coming, but you can do a lot more than just wait. See, you have the power to help slow the spread. Actually, you could be a real difference maker and protect your family and loved ones, too. Here's how. Watch your distance. Stay at least 6 feet away from folks you don't live with. And it's risky to be indoors with them, too, no matter how far apart you are. And, of course, avoid crowds. Also, wear a mask. CDC reports that masks protect both the person wearing them and the folks around them from particles that carry the virus. And wash your hands, using soap and water for 20 seconds, and do it frequently. Watch your distance, wear a mask, and wash your hands. Simple, effective, and along with vaccines, they're how you can make a big difference.
Learn more about vaccines at cdc.gov/coronavirus. Brought to you by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services.
It's a resolution.
Fort Myers Mitsubishi has the solution to your resolution. Bring in any trade, regardless of condition, and get $2,000 over Kelley Blue Book fair market value for it, so you can drive home your new Mitsubishi today. Drive away in a new 2021 Outlander Sport with standard safety features like forward collision mitigation, automatic high beams, lane keep assist, plus Apple CarPlay and Android Auto, starting from $18,990. That's just $18,990 for a brand new Outlander Sport with a 10-year, 100,000-mile warranty. And make your credit worries a thing of the past. If you have a full-time job and a $500 down payment, we want to approve your credit. Get pre-qualified risk-free at FortMyersMitsubishi.com.
It's a solution.
Get $2,000 over Kelley Blue Book fair market value for any trade, so you can drive home your new Mitsubishi today. Only at Fort Myers Mitsubishi. Offers no combined, plus tax time, destination, and admin. All factory rebates applied.
Starting a small business requires strange tactics. I started my business in the basement of a factory in 1986. There was no heat, no air conditioning, and I used blankets as my office walls. Instead of customers, my visitors were rats, birds, flies, and snakes, and I was broke. To psych myself up that I was going to succeed, I wore formal business attire and a tie to that lonely factory basement every day. Strange? Yeah, I looked like a goof. But I didn't care. I had my late model 1970s mustache to comfort me. Hi, I'm Mike Capel. Now, 30 years later, I still use strange business tactics, like making payroll simple and incredibly inexpensive for small businesses. Our payroll starts at just $10 a month. Go to patriotsoftware.com and enter promo code RADIO, and I'll give you 2 months of payroll processing free. That's patriotsoftware.com.
Even in my 80s, every dive is exciting and enjoyable. When I developed cataracts years ago, I couldn't see well underwater. You can have the best gear and know the best dive spots. If your eyes aren't the best, it's just not the same. And Dr. Scheibone knows that.
Knowing how much Jimbo cares about diving, it was a privilege to fix his vision.
It's great to know that we got eye doctors in our area that care just as much about me as I care about being in the water.
Hi, this is Dr. Scheibel from Community Eye Center. My partner, Dr. Spatafora, and I want to remind everybody, don't be a spreader. The coronavirus is so tiny, 100 million particles fit on the head of a pin. As we run around in our trucks and cars and play golf and go fishing and go to work and do the things we like to do, we are spreading the virus. The virus can only move with us. Over 65, diabetes, COPD, all these folks will be hurt severely by this virus. Wash your hands, be careful, don't be a spreader.
This update is presented by Stevie Tomatoes Sports Page in Fort Myers, Cape Coral, and Naples.
Wink News traffic.
The roadways are still very busy around Southwest Florida on your Wednesday morning commute. There's a disabled vehicle at Joel and Palm Beach Boulevard. If you're coming out of Lehigh Acres, Joel Boulevard is slowing down northbound. There's also a crash at South Tamiami Trail and Babcock Road. This is south of Alico. No backups as of right now, but definitely give yourself a few extra minutes through that intersection. However, there is a crash in Estero at Ben Hill, and this is at Miramar Outlet Drive, slowing traffic southbound on Ben Hill, starting from Estero Parkway to Corkscrew. Also delays on Corkscrew, 2 miles of slow traffic coming out of Bellaterra all the way to the interstate. That's your up-to-the-minute traffic. I'm Sabrina Katz. Wink News now.
Wink Weather Authority.
Periods of rain with a cloudy and cool forecast across Southwest Florida. Bring the jacket and the umbrella. Temperatures for today only into the 60s. Mixture of sunshine and clouds for you Thursday, noticeably drier as temperatures will be topping out still cool near 70. Next chance of rain is going to be Saturday morning, few showers with a cold front, and that will be reinforcing more chilly weather into the weekend. Highs only in the 60s. We wake up to some 40s on Sunday morning with mid-70s for the middle part of next week with sunshine and clouds. With Wink News, I'm meteorologist Matt Devitt, Weather Authority.
Drive the lefties at work crazy with the facts. Get up to speed. Mornings with Drew Stevens. 92.5 Fox News. Right all along.
Stevie Tomatoes Sports Page. Come for the food, stay for the sports.
Hi, it's Big Al from Stevie Tomatoes. They say love and passion makes the world go round. Love for home, family, your country, partner, a friend, and love for food. Stevie wants to be part of your love with our food, drink, sports, and fun. Our passion for your satisfaction brings our love to all of our great customers. Whether it's our brisket short rib burgers, Chicago pizza, fajitas, wings, fish fry, or ribs, it's delivered to your table with love. So at Stevie's, we invite you to share our love of great food, drinks, sports, and fun. You'll never get bored or broke. We feel loved by the sound of our great customers. We promise to treat you like family, at your home away from home. I guarantee it. For daily specials, go to StevieTomato.com. Stevie Tomatoes Sports Page, Cape Coral, Fort Myers, and Naples. Come, come, come.
Stevie Tomatoes Sports Page. Come for the food, stay for the sports.
Trust. It's the rock-solid foundation of Moran Wealth Management. Over 40 years ago, they began advising clients on ways to help meet their financial goals. 4 decades later, we've helped many reach their goals of providing for themselves, their families, and future generations. CEO Tom Moran has assembled an impressive team of professionals, each committed to the same core concept. Tom is recognized by Barron's as a Hall of Fame advisor. To be named a Hall of Fame advisor, the advisor has to have been ranked by Barron's consecutively for the last 10 years in any of their rankings. Let us earn your trust. Call 239-920-4440 or visit moranwm.com. Barron's rankings are based on data provided by thousands of advisors. Factors included in the rankings were assets under management, revenue produced for the firm, regulatory record, length of service, quality of practice, and client retention. Investment products and services are offered through Wells Fargo Advisors Financial Network, LLC, WFAFN, member SIPC. Moran Wealth Management is a separate entity from WFAFN.
After a car accident, you can feel like you've lost control. I'm Mark Anajar from the law offices of Anajar and Levine. After the crash, call the police and document the scene by taking photos of all the vehicles involved. If you were injured, get medical attention as soon as possible. If you've been involved in a car accident, call the law offices of Anajar and Levine at 1-800-747-FREE. That's 1-800-747-3733 for a free consultation. And take back control of your life.
Offices Fort Myers and Naples.
This is 92.5 Fox News.
All right, it's Daybreak, 92.5 Fox News, 239-479-5592 is the talk and text line, streaming live for the time being on YouTube and Facebook, at Drew Steele Radio. So go ahead and like and subscribe and do whatever, and dance. I don't know, whatever you want to do. today on this Wednesday, where we do the top 5 audio clips of the day, usually at this moment in time, the 5 at 8:35. But I thought, you know what? I have to do this. We kind of have the top 5. They're all from one individual. And I thought that Mike Opelka could join us this morning and kind of do an abbreviated, edited, hyper-extended, that's the incorrect word, version of the 5 at 8:35 using one of your favorite people. Well, I'm not looking at you, Mike Opelka. Actually, I'm not looking at anybody because I'm not sure who AOC is loved by in this. Well, I guess there's half the country that thinks that she's... Hi, Mike Opelka. How are you this morning?
I was just going to let you keep digging.
Nope,
I'm
done.
That was fun.
I'm done.
Can I ask a totally off-topic question? I know how that surprises you, me going off-topic.
Nope, not at all. Go.
Is your wife a psychiatrist or a psychologist?
No. But she. I was going to say she plays one at home, but that's a whole other story.
Well, that's what I was getting.
What
I was getting to, because you guys have like a shrink's couch behind you.
Oh, yeah.
When I'm watching on the YouTube, it's like there's some kind of psychoanalysis going on when you're not on the radio.
Yeah, I could probably stand to do something about the background of where I am right now.
No, I like it. It's very homey, but I was just curious.
Yeah, every once in a while, my son will pop up on the couch, put his head back and put his hands behind his head, and lounge and look until the very last moment that I go on the air, and then he runs off camera,
This is why you can't have me around, because I would definitely be wandering around in the background like that.
You would
Absolutely.
be, yeah, you know what you would, it's almost like you would do like Bigfoot, like the old 70s video of Bigfoot where it's like just casually walking, then all of a sudden it zooms in, that kind of thing. Like you would just casually walk into my scene.
Sasquatch and I have a lot in common.
That's a whole other thing. I've heard the rumors.
So 2 days ago, AOC said something, and there was a little statement from her that came out, and at the very end of it, she said something, and nobody really caught it. And I went, hold on a second. This deserves a little attention. And if I may, coming in at number 5 on the top 5.
Yeah, let me do this. Okay, we start. All right. I don't have number 5. I have Jake's got number 5 back at the studio, but I'll do this. You ready? Number 5.
Okay, good. This is AOC from 2 days ago.
We came close to half of the House nearly dying on Wednesday.
Half of the House. Had you heard that anywhere?
No.
Half of the House, she claimed. There was a guy in a fur hat with a spear, and I'm pretty sure that 435 people could have overwhelmed that guy pretty quickly.
Yeah.
But half of the House, we came pretty close.
We came close to half of the House nearly dying on Wednesday.
Yeah. So last night she goes on some social media and starts yammering. And I noticed, if you watch the video, and I encourage you to do so, I think she'd been crying.
Oh, during this video where we got some of the audio that's coming up, that she got a little emotional.
I think she had been crying. And now, look, everybody reacts to tragedy differently.
Yeah.
But there are people who run towards trouble, and there's people who run screaming with their hair on fire away from it. And AOC seems like one of the people. She'd be like George Costanza at the kids' party when the oven caught fire and he pushed the children out of the way and ran out ahead of them all.
Yeah.
I envision AOC acting like that. So here's.
Oh, by the way, and I know the people that run towards danger. They're the social workers.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, so,
they're not going to hire cops.
Sorry,
anymore.
I thought I would add that little nugget.
Very good. I see what you did there.
You see what I did there. Okay.
Well
is this
done.
number 4 that we have coming up?
This would be number 4.
Okay, here you go. You ready?
Number 4. Wednesday was an extremely traumatizing event. And it is not an exaggeration to say that many, many members of the House were nearly assassinated. It's just not an exaggeration to say that at all.
So if you have to say it's not an exaggeration twice, it's an exaggeration. I got locked in right there at the very beginning. I said, okay, I'm in for all of this.
Yes, and there's a lot of it.
So she continued. And, whenever a tragedy happens, like when a plane goes down, a Flight 800 that that went down over Long Island Sound years ago.
Yep.
And it was headed to, I think, Paris at the time. I knew a lot of jack wagons out on Long Island who, I've flown on that flight. I was on that flight 7 years ago. like they had a brush with death because they were on the same flight 7 years ago. So at number 3 is...
Oh, wait. Here we go. What's number 3 is what?
Number 3.
Thank you.
Many of us nearly and narrowly escaped death. And it's also extremely traumatizing.
Mm-hmm.
And what was also traumatizing was how unsettling that day was, because there was a sense that something was wrong.
There was a sense that something... She's like telling ghost stories around the campfire.
No.
It was a Wednesday, and there was a sense of foreboding. Like it's ominous. Like they knew, you just knew something was going to go on. Yes, they aren't going to have the chips you want in the house vending machine that day. You knew something terrible was going to happen. But she didn't stop there. She really got into some strange and squishy turf in the next clip. What is this, number 2?
Yeah.
Number 2.
As we saw, there were members of Capitol Police who were quite heroic. You know, we have many officers, and you know, there were also Black and brown officers that were confronting white supremacists.
I have to stop this, number 2. This is a rare occasion.
Go ahead.
She's praising law enforcement.
Yeah.
This is from the defund police people.
Right.
But she had to qualify it that the ones she's praising are really the ones that are Black and brown, POCs.
Right.
So, you know, she can't, and no one has said white supremacists attacked the Capitol. We know these are some far right people and some far left people, but I didn't think I'd heard white supremacists, but she's attached that to it. But this is when she gets really off the rails.
Number 1.
Putting themselves not just to protect members, but they put themselves in harm's way on the front line, facing the racist violence of white supremacists ordered by Donald Trump to attack the Capitol.
There it is. Ordered by Donald Trump to attack the Capitol. If Donald Trump ordered the white supremacists to attack the Capitol, wouldn't CNN be playing that, I don't know, every 11 seconds on a loop?
Yeah, well, the thing about that is, and I think that the frustrating part of it is that all the implications are there. It was implied. It was code when he uses... I mean, I heard some people yesterday talking about the fact that the president said that he uses the word patriots, and how now patriots is kind of code for all you white supremacists out there. Get ready to raid the Capitol. I mean, they don't have to hear the actual words, because you know and I know, Mike. I mean, listen, everybody knows Donald Trump, and everybody knows the tweets, and everybody has seen that and the language that he's used in the past. Wink, wink, nod, nod. You all know what's in his head, because everybody knows what's in his head, because everybody knows that people can do that kind of thing. Said nobody ever, but it doesn't make a difference, because to the left, that's all they need, is to imply that it was all there. And that's the kind of stretch that we have going on. And even with AOC, what she's doing, this is not unifying, my friend. This is not what America United is all about.
Well, you know, Drew, you have to figure, though, that with the Democrats controlling the House and the Senate and the White House, those 3 parts of the legislative and executive branch, the control right there, our math scores as a nation are going to go through the roof. Absolutely. Surpassing China, surpassing the students in India. We are going to go through the roof, at least in division.
Wait a minute. Oh, I don't have it. Look at this. I don't have the best I can do to dump that is
every time I think about Trump, I get allergic.
I don't know.
Now, something else happened yesterday. I don't know if you spend any time hanging out with the enjoyable women on The View.
No, I can't. I can't do it because it's the first four words of that enjoyable women of the.
Yeah. Well, the ironically named Joy Behar and Meghan McCain are now in league, and it's really a little disturbing.
Oh, no.
Yeah, and they played the clip of Donald Trump leaving Andrews yesterday, headed to Texas.
Yeah.
And he was saying how the impeachment was a hoax and how it's causing anger and division. And he never said he was angry. He said, I want peace. Nobody wants violence. Those were his words.
Right.
But the ironically named one started talking about that, and then Meghan stopped her. I'll cut it off before Meghan gets in. But remember, he never mentioned violence, never said he was angry.
Just notice one thing about the speech that he just gave, the thing that we just heard. There's a tremendous amount of anger on the impeachment. That is yet another dog whistle to his base, or whoever these people are, to go out and cause trouble and become violent. Aren't you angry that they're doing this to me? Those are the little dog whistles he gives to people. So he's not on Twitter, so he's on television doing it.
Joy, can I jump?
So
that's what I just said. What did I just say? The dog whistles, the implied language. That's what the left is doing now. Now somehow they can get into his head and what he really meant to say was the dog whistle. That's what they do.
Yeah. And they're doing it completely. But here's where it gets totally off the rails.
Okay.
Now, enemies, blood enemies, Meghan McCain and the ironically named Joy Behar. They have been at each other's throats for years, and it's good television. They all get paid millions of dollars for doing it. But we see here now that they're really in league.
Really quick,
Gotta watch
his
this guy.
family needs to be held accountable for this too. Don't let Ivanka and Jared off just because they are not saying anything right now. Apparently they're in hiding. Do not let these people off the hook. For what if there, God forbid, is more violence, and I pray from the bottom of my soul there isn't, but if there is, all of these people need to be held accountable. And again, the reason why I never sounded the fire alarm before this point in time is because I always thought maybe there was a moment when it would be an absolute, utter, cataclysmic constitutional emergency, which is where we truly are at right now. Don't let anybody off the hook.
She wants Ivanka and Jared held responsible.
What I'm trying to figure out today, and Mike Opelka joining us today, Daybreak 92.5 Fox News. What a pleasure. Usually it's a Friday, and now it's today the Wednesday edition of. What I'm trying to figure out is this. Ultimately, you have conservatives calling for Liz Cheney's ouster because she wants to impeach. You've got that fraction going on there. You have the left in this country, Hillary Clinton saying, listen, this is simple, guys. Okay, conservative media, Mike Opelka, here's what you need to do. All you have to do is accurately state that Joe Biden was duly elected president in a free and fair election and urge Trump supporters to refrain from further violence. It's a start. That's all you need to do. Let's get started with the healing. So she's claiming that that's all we have to do is say that, ironically coming from the individual who still can't figure out that 2016 happened 4 years ago, but that's okay. And it keeps going in all the things we've seen since then. We have a D.C. attorney general who is saying, yeah, he's considering arresting the president and Don Jr. and Rudy Giuliani and Mo Brooks for inciting the violent invasion at the Capitol. That's considering it. That none of this, and that's just a portion of it, none of this sounds like unifying to me. But yet we're told that we're the ones that have to unify. It's time now, Mike. It's time that we have. And I'm trying to figure out, unify to what? Like, what's the answer?
The answer is fealty. They don't want unity. They want fealty. They want complete submission to what they're saying. This is very akin to what we saw in POW camps. And if you don't believe it, go back to the Project Veritas tape of their counsel, who was fired like instantly after he got caught saying the quiet part out loud.
Yeah.
And this tape of this counsel saying, oh, my goodness, if Trump wins, we're going to the White House with Molotov cocktails, and we're going to use Homeland Security to round up Trump voters and supporters and put them in re-education camps.
Yeah, Mike, he was just joking. Come on. One lone rogue individual at PBS, tax funded by you, that you pay for, and NPR and the like. It's one guy. It's just one guy. Yeah, it's not everybody there thinks that way.
Wait, no, the one guy you're thinking that doesn't think that way. Yeah, it's one guy. There's one guy at PBS who doesn't think that way.
But they got rid of him, so everybody's safe.
Yeah,
now.
probably. Yeah, it's just so maddening to me. And now the Voice of America people are saying that the speech they wanted Mike Pompeo not to give, that was anti-American, and that has to be expunged from their records too.
Yeah, and so I am trying to figure out next week when Joe Biden is the president of the United States, when it does take place, and now we come to find out that between Meghan McCain and whatever vendetta that family may or may not have against this president, and you can, if you don't like that language or you think that's cruel to say, well, this whole idea of going after family members, and then other people, AOC, calling you, Trump supporters, white supremacists, and Donald Trump is the leader of you white supremacists, and I don't know how we fix this because we have to fix you. And then people like Washington Post's Eugene Robinson, who yesterday talked about deprogramming Trump supporters and all of this language. What I'm trying to understand and figure out, and fundamentally the question becomes, how long do you just, and ideologically speaking, I'm talking about ideologically speaking, nobody is looking at this. 74 million Americans at least are not looking at all of these things that the left is doing in this country and going, all right, you got me. I'm good. Okay, what do you want me to do? I'm just gonna. I see what you're doing, and you guys are right, and I'm just gonna kind of move to your direction because I just want it to go away. Understanding that it's not gonna go away. That's not what this is. So, what do you I don't know what you do. Again, I guess ultimately what you do is you. I said what you do. There, I did that. I did that too. I'm so sorry about that. I know. What you do is you make sure that your elected officials, the pressure is on them to do things in your state to keep Florida, if you will, and to make sure you put pressure on your elected officials not to go that route. And I see Senator Marco Rubio saying, hey, listen, we can make this better. You want unity? This is his language. He's saying to help unify the country, just pass $2,000 coronavirus stimulus checks for Americans. That'll do it. But yet doesn't say anything about the people not going to work. That money runs out. It doesn't, it's not, it's like, that's for now. That's not getting people back. And so I worry about people acquiescing to the left because they just want the pain to go away.
Yeah, well, that's a fair point. And Rubio is just stating what they should have pressed for before the new year.
Why didn't you do that before? A clean bill. Why didn't you force that issue?
Why didn't you do it this week? Why isn't Pelosi doing it? Because they're just trying to get us across the 20th, across the finish line. Yeah. Here's what I think needs to happen. You brought up a really vital point, and everybody needs to know this. The local level is so critical right now.
Yep.
Local. Starting to get your school boards, for God's sake.
Oh, yeah.
This is where everything begins. But we have to keep our eyes out for a rising star who has the policies of Donald Trump, but not the polarization that Donald Trump offers. Donald Trump's policies are universally accepted, fairly much. 72% of Republican voters support Trump's policies. And we just need a new person to lead that 72%. So we have a national and a local push, and that's critical.
Yeah, I mean, again, for those that maybe get upset about, like moving on from Donald Trump, the answer here is not that you're moving on from him. It's that somebody else has to pick up the mantle sooner or later because he's not going to live forever. I mean, if we're going to be like,
sooner, it's got to be sooner.
It's picking up the mantle of what was accomplished. I hope that makes sense. I hope people understand that, and I know they do.
Trump fumbled. Somebody's got to pick it up and run it into the end zone now.
All right, Mike Opelka. I'll see you Friday, right?
What? Yeah, and I think I'm in for Trey on Friday too.
Oh, okay. Well, there you go. You get a double shot. It's like music radio.
It's a twofer.
Hey, everybody.
A twofer Friday.
Hey, everybody. How about a double shot of Michael Opelka on Friday? Okay, sorry.
They're running to the exits.
Okay,
They are.
so am I.
Thank you, my friend.
All right, I got to go. All right, the remainder of the forecast with Wink News meteorologist Matt Devitt.
The forecast for today, not very Southwest Florida-like, as we will have a lot of clouds, some cool weather.